Okay, here we are again for the final time with this game. Moving right along here to the last game in the tetralogy. Almost said quadrilogy again, it's just so ingrained in my brain.
The elders once said, time is a living, breathing thing. Powerful, beautiful, and oftentimes cruel. It can humble the strongest army, shape mountains to its will, and turn entire oceans to dust. But time itself is not free from jeopardy. There are those who seek to control it, corrupt it, change it to suit their dark will.
Little did we know that he would be one of them.
The universe will need a
when
true
this trailer
hero to
first came
stop
out.
it. Are you ready?
Well, they do say absolute power corrupts absolutely. I suppose with something as powerful as a great clock, it's not really a surprise. But anyway, yeah, so now that the intro has played, we will get ready to load our save file. We'll wait about a minute and a half, and then we'll go. Hey, Lifeblood, how's it going? Welcome. We're just about to get started. All ready to load up my save file. Just waiting a minute, letting some more people filter in. Giving people a chance to check the notifications. And then, we'll take a drink, and then we'll get going. And hey, Conquer, it's going good. How's it going for you there? Like I said to Lifeblood, we are just about to get started. I'm going to take a drink right now, and then we'll get going. For the bonus episode today. Alright, off we go. So normally in the post-game, the whole world is your oyster, but as it so happens, this is a game about time travel, so that means that technically all of time is our oyster to do with what we will, as long as we don't, try to go back in time and change things in the original trilogy. I mean, Insomniac themselves tried to do that in 2016, and look at how badly that worked out for them. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to a special bonus episode of Ratchet & Clank Future: A Crack in Time, the stream edition. Last time, we stopped the Great Clock from being abused by both Dr. Nefarious and General Azimuth, and we stabilized the universe again so the time-space continuum didn't get disrupted, and Ratchet and Clank decided to stay together as a duo because Clank needs to help Ratchet find his folks now that Clank knows where his folks are from and have gone to. And we won't be doing that today, but we will be taking on a few additional challenges that are now available to us in the post-game that we could not do before. As far as I'm aware, you couldn't do the challenges we're going to do here in the Great Clock until now, and you also could not fight Lord Vorsalon before this, even if you got all 40 of the zoning. But without further ado, let's get started. There is a teleporter right near your ship, and you can use this time portal to travel back to the Great Clock after you defeated Dr. Nefarious. And this will take us into the Great Clock proper, where we can transport to and from each section and take on some special challenges that are available to us. Kind of dislike when content creators says finale on their videos just to make another one with extra. I do that all the time. I put in finale, and then if there's like a bonus episode, I put in bonus because, it's an extra one. But I do finale at the end of the main game, and then if there's a post game. So like if you look at my Pokemon playthroughs that I've done so far, I've got finale at the end of the main game, and then I do any post game content. And if it's only like one episode, I'll do bonus. But if it's multiple episodes, I'll usually do no title for those. And then for the last episode of the post game, I'll do outro. So it makes sense to me because it's like intro, outro. Finale is just kind of in the middle, and then you can have like a reprise afterwards in a musical terminology sense. But it works for me. You know, different strokes for different folks, I suppose. May end up napping later, feeling kind of tired at the moment. Boy, I get that. No problem, Conquer. You go ahead and take yourself a nap if you need to. Metal Gear did that with a past mission. We already had some missions, and you did something wrong, and they break the fourth wall. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I could see how that would, you know, cause a little bit of discoloration in your opinion on it. Okay, but we're back in the Great Clock. You could go fight General Azimuth over there at this point. He's right inside there and ready to abuse the Great Clock to his will. But we're not going to do that. We're going to teleport to a different section of the Great Clock. As you can see here, there are still some gold bolts available to grab in these sectors, and they are because of the challenges that are available in these sectors. So let's go do them. And needless to say, since these are all Clank sections, these challenges are related to the time puzzles that we've been doing through the whole game with him. So that should be fun. We might also go for a little bit of length on today's episode, depending on how much I want to go and explore the...
Sir, you should try one of the challenges I programmed into your subconscious.
Ah, there we go. Even Sigmund mentions it. Yeah, depending on how much I want to explore the little reward that you get for defeating Lord Vorsalon at the end of this one, we'll see how long it goes. But it might go for a little length today's episode. It might be like 3 hours long. We'll see. I don't need these bolts. I don't even know why I'm breaking these crates. But anyway, we got to get over to the section where the mnemonic stations are, because if you go to the mnemonic stations, that's where Sigmund has programmed the challenges into Clank's subconscious. So we're going to go do that. I guess I'll fix these since I've technically got the senior caretaker's staff right now, so I guess I might as well fix my stuff. Less work for Sigmund to do later, you know.
Updating rift prevention protocols. 53% complete.
Alright, so now, where is...
77% complete.
Oh, okay, so yeah, we have to actually go through some of these substations, and you could recomplete the puzzles if you wanted to do them now, but actually, there's a green door that you can use now to bypass the puzzle. Now, this normally prevents you from getting the reward in bolts at the end of the thing, and we still won't get any bolts by doing this, but because it's green, it's not going to punish us for it or anything. It's just a means of getting through a little bit faster to get to the mnemonic station so you can get to the real meat and potatoes today, which is what we want. We want the good puzzles, not the ones we've already done.
Detected in Deck 9 particle accelerator.
There we go.
Running diagnostic.
You kill that one guy who's super important, they're like, what are you doing? You're breaking the time-space continuum, and the game over text is oh yeah, I think I've seen that, where it's like, Snake, you've created a time paradox. Yeah. That's been memed to hell and back on the internet, so I have some knowledge of that because of that. But we're here to the first mnemonic station.
You should try one of the challenges I programmed into your subconscious.
And yes, so now that he has mentioned that again, we can actually go into the mnemonic station, and instead of getting the tutorial for using the Chronoscepter like we did before, we can do a new puzzle. And you know how I like my puzzles, so let's go do one, shall we? Alright, Conquer, see you in a minute.
Hello, my son. I have nothing more to teach you, but if you're looking for a bit of fun, Sigmund designed a timekeeper's obstacle course. Care to give it a try?
Sure, sounds like fun.
Wonderful! And if you complete the course, there's a little reward in it for you. Ready? And go!
So yes, he has designed an obstacle course, and by obstacle course they mean some of the hardest time challenges in the game, if not the hardest. These ones will test your strength of will and your strength of mind, because they all have 4 time pads, and they all have multiple switches to press, multiple other things to do. You'll have to take these in steps, so we're going to take them in slow steps and see what we can do. This first one, it can be a little tricky, but let's see how we can do it. It's from Snake Eater? Okay, gotcha. I'll keep that in mind. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. So first things first, I want to do this. The game sometimes does that where it'll like skip a frame or two. So just in case you see it do that, that's why. Let's do that. I can't fix that right now, computer. Alright, so let's stop on that one for now. And then, let us... so basically what we want to do is we want to get this one into that section there. So let's just follow our blue self up.
Tidy in here. Quite tidy indeed. You should see the inside of Sigmund's head. It's mostly cartoons and broken sprockets.
Of course it is. So yeah, Orvis will make some color commentary while you're doing this occasionally, so... Alright, so now green we don't have to touch ever again, because green actually hit that switch and that interacted with this door, and that is now... The door is now open, basically, so we don't have to worry about that one for the rest of this whole thing. So now, let's see here... How do I want to do this? I think I want to re-record blue, actually.
Temporal recording initiated.
Because that way I can kind of... Oop, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So I'm going to get rid of this. We want to go like this. Let ourselves in. And then go up this way. Now, what I'm going to do with yellow and red is I'm going to have them follow everybody up here. But while blue and green are doing stuff, I'm going to have yellow and red probably do this stuff. So, you'll see what I mean when we get a little closer. I just got to get there first. Oh, that's not going to work. I kind of need to actually jump. That would probably work a little better. Well, I've done most of what I'm going to do anyway for that part for right now, so... No, I really should re-record it, actually.
Recording initiated.
Alright, so let's do this. Do that. Let myself in. And then follow yellow and red up, because they're going to go this way in a minute once I start recording theirs. Now, probably what that's going to do right there is that's going to let somebody out.
And orders a couple of drinks.
So.
Before it leaves, it asks the bartender, "How much do I owe you?" The bartender replies,
And then
"For
let's
you,
open that
no
up,
charge."
and I think that's where we'll stop for now.
Get it? No charge? Oh, science is fun.
Oh, boy. See what's going on? Your condolences for dealing with that shit. Oh, no, it's fine. I think if you're referring to what's going on in the game, don't even worry about it. It's fine. We'll handle this. It's no big deal.
Updating rift
Alright, so let's
prevention
get this. We'll go this way.
53% complete.
So we'll let blue do the little switch for us there.
91% complete.
Just don't intercept it with my head. And we'll go up here. And we'll open this up for red, who shouldn't be too far behind. I don't think that's going to work, though, because I think somebody needs to stay up there to open that up. So, but we'll see how it goes in a second. I'm trying to think if this is, like, the hardest one out of the bunch, because the other ones I think you can do in a fairly linear fashion, but this one I think you got to kind of do over and over and over again, so...
Initiated. Sequencing complete in temporal substation Delta.
Alright. So let's go this way. Follow yellow. We'll let him step on the switch. This switch will... Okay, yeah, this switch will open that up. So actually what I need to do now is I need to... well, I actually need to take blue down there instead of where I took blue to begin with. So I need to take blue down here. So basically, instead of going up, blue needs to come back down to hit this button when red and yellow are doing the button up. So that's what we're going to go do instead. So let's do this.
Temporal recording initiated.
Toss that out.
Protocols. 53%.
And I got to open this up for yellow and red.
77% complete. 91% complete. Protocols updated.
So let myself in. And then I got to go back down here. I guess that works. I kind of fell off the ledge, but that's fine. Can I make it? Oh, just barely. Okay, so blue is now stuck forever. So blue and green are done, basically. They stay where they are forever. Now, what I need to do at this point is I need to get yellow up there. And yellow does what? So yellow comes down there, it hits that switch. And then it will stand inside of the thing? It'll stand inside of the thing. So red needs to actually go up, hold the button open. No, red actually goes inside of the thing. So I need to re-record yellow and re-record red so that they do what they need to do. So let's go do that. Let's do this first. That red thing down there is... Usually it means something died, but nothing has died, so I don't know what that's all about. Alright, so I need to do this. You need to stand over there until blue gets to its thing. There we go. Now we both need to go down here. Okay, so you can do that, and then red can stand on the switch and yellow can finish this off. Okay, I see. Welcome back, Conker. We're just figuring this puzzle out. That's what we're doing. Remember, you wanted to ask, what position does the Behemoth hold in the Final Fantasy series? Behemoth is usually a fairly powerful monster in the Final Fantasy series, depending on which game you're playing. It's usually at least like a mid-game enemy, so... if not more powerful than that. In some cases, it's one of the strongest enemies in the game, so... yeah, that's usually where it is in the hierarchy of monsters, if that's what you're asking. If not, just ask again and I will clarify.
2, 1.
Alright, so you need to go inside of the switch room on the right side after we do this part here. And then once you go in there, yellow can take care of the rest. Alright, yellow, you're going to go open this for red. Red's going to go like that. Keep it open for blue. It's going to go over there. And then, okay, now we can both go. I don't even got to worry about that thing there. To be honest, it's not really a big deal. It's shooting at us, but it's fine. Okay, so now that can be like that forever. And now yellow just needs to do all of that and then get to the door in the last, what was it, like 20 seconds? You got what you wanted? Okay, good, good. Glad to hear that, because I wasn't sure if I answered what you wanted me to answer. Alright, so now we just got to put the whole puzzle together, and that's easier said than done, but we'll see what we can do. Now, will that one shot that hit red actually kill the recording? I don't know that for sure, but we're going to find out in a second. Alright, so we let blue in, and then we both go. Oop, that's not right. No, it did not kill the recording. Okay, cool. And now we got about 18 seconds to get to the door. Easier said than done, but I'll see what I can do. I need to get out of the air, though, because I'm super slow in the air. Alright.
5 seconds remaining.
There we go. See? Simple as that. Not really simple, because it's a bit of a time crunch, but that's okay. Quite literally. And there you go. You complete the mnemonic station challenges, you get a gold bolt. Nothing in particular that I care about, but hey, it's a reward for my hard work, so I'll take it. Now, unfortunately, the only way to get to the other puzzles is to go to the other mnemonic stations, so that's where we're going to have to go. We're going to have to go find a teleporter, and then once we find a teleporter, we'll go do some more puzzles. Alright, so you guys can just do that. I'm not even going to worry about repairs at this point. I'm just going to keep going. It's fine. Excuse me. Got to leave Sigmund a little bit of work to do, you know. Alright, and these we can just bypass because we've already done them, so. Won't stop the enemies from attacking me, but that's fine. Temporal pacifism. So I think that's if you skip a certain number of puzzles, it'll give you a skill point for some reason. Skill points in this game are a bit of an enigma to me. I don't know what they're all about or why you get them or what, but whatever. Okay, so let's just go look for a teleporter, and once we find it, we can move on to the next demonic station. The next one is actually inside of the orientation room, so it's really not too far away. I think that's a teleporter right there, so I guess we'll go check it out.
Blockage detected in antimatter
After I,
turbine 8.
deal with these guys, I suppose.
Blockage detected in antimatter turbine 8.
As long as you press the triangle button there, it'll actually just let you teleport even though you're getting bitten to death, so... Yeah, nothing disrespectful at all to an enemy when the protagonist just walks past you. Nope, I literally don't got time to deal with you. It's nothing personal, I just don't. At least the game allows you to skip puzzles you've already completed. Yes, that is good, because that makes it a lot easier to just get to the stuff that you actually care about doing at this point, which is the hardest puzzles. So, I can appreciate it.
You should try one of the challenges I programmed into your subconscious.
Okay, Sigmund, I did one. Let's go see how the other two fare. But yeah, we got to get to the orientation room now, and that'll get us to precisely where we need to go. I think the orientation room isn't too far into this section, so... And then once we get there, we'll have a second challenge. We'll go to the third one in Sector 4. That'll be the third challenge, and then we'll be good.
Rift repaired on engineering deck 13. Lockdown terminated.
Alright, this one we can just go right past again. There we go. I think that's the orientation room right there, so this one's pretty quick and easy to get to. I think the last one is pretty close to the end, though, because there's a few obstacles to get through, if I remember right. I don't remember exactly, but we'll see in just a moment.
Sir, you should try one of the challenges I programmed into your subconscious.
That's what I'm doing, Sigmund. Alright, in we go. Let's see what you got. You would be worried that he got access to his mind without anyone ever noticing how he did that. I mean, that's fair, yeah. I don't know how he reprogrammed the challenges into his subconscious. Maybe he did it in between the finale and that. I don't know. It seems a little suspicious to me, though. I get what you're saying. Alright, well, he didn't play his line, so let's just say sure, why not.
And if you complete the course, there's a little reward in it for you. Ready? And go!
This one's pretty linear from what I remember, so, because you can kind of do it in, like, small steps, basically. And just, like, write and then overwrite again as you go, so. Alright, first things first, this one's pretty easy. Just start with this, open that up, and then we'll just move right off of that. Because I don't know how long I need to stay on that, because I'm definitely going to need all 4 of these guys on the other platforms in order to do stuff, so. Alright, but this will let us go up there. That'll open that, okay. Just going to leave that there. We'll get everybody into these things first, and then we'll go from there. I love how I'm hitting the jump button at the exact same time with each one of my clones. Alright, what does this do? That opens that up. Okay. So, actually I should stop right there and get the 4th one in there first before we do anything else so I can see what I need to do otherwise. Because I think that's just one of the switches, but I'm not 100% sure about that, so we'll see in a minute. I know what these other 2 buttons do, but don't know what this one does. So let's see. This is one of the switches. Okay. So I should probably just leave blue there for the rest of the thing and then just work out the rest with these guys, shouldn't I? Alright, so here. Linear, he says, as you just see just a linear path, yeah. It's by comparison to the other one you kind of had to use a bunch of circle logic. Here you can kind of just be like, okay, so do this and then do this and then do this. And it's, I mean, I'm making it sound hard or easier than it actually is. It's actually pretty challenging, but we'll get there. It's fine. Alright, so once he's in there, I need to get everybody else out of here, so let's do this first. And we'll get you over here to hit some switches. I gotta kind of measure how long it'll take me to get up these switches from here, because I'm gonna do them with the other guys, so I'm gonna say that's enough. And then this. Okay, that's probably about enough, and then I need to get to the door, so
10 seconds remaining.
let's just see what I've got when I get there.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe that'll work. We'll see in a minute. I might have to re-record a few things, but that's okay. We'll
Temporal
figure it out.
recording initiated.
Alright, so open that up for green. I probably should have re-recorded the green one, actually, now that I think about it. That would probably make a little more sense. So let me fix this real
Temporal
quick.
recording initiated.
We'll just do that, and then stay there. Then we'll pull green out of that portal, and that'll let me move the other ones after that, so. Hey, Rockin' Fun, how's it going? Welcome. We're doing the mnemonic station challenges in Clank's Subconscious. The big brain plays, if you will. And we already did one of them. And now we're doing the second one. Alright, so you go like that. Let's wait for blue to get in, and then I can watch green move once blue's in, like that. And that'll actually let me do all this stuff, so. Okay, so you go like that. Stop right there. Then we'll let the other one up. And that'll leave us a clean 20 seconds, probably, to get to the door. Actually, I'm going to do it at about 18, I think. Yeah, that should be good. And then green will be the one to solve the puzzle, and that's plenty of time. Okay. So green can solve it. We'll get yellow and red up onto the switches, and then we'll go from there. So, but now, basically, because I re-recorded green, I can watch when green moves with yellow, and I can move yellow as a result. So just watch. You'll see what I mean in a second. Just watch how I do this. Do what I do, not what I say. Because doing what I do is a little easier. Okay, so you see how he moved? Now we can move with yellow. And yellow can come up here and hit these buttons up after this. I might have to re-record green, depending on how much... Okay, definitely didn't give myself enough time. Alright. So, I'm going to need a little bit of extra time on that one. That probably until like 25 seconds by the looks of it I'll need. So, hey Marie, how's it going? Welcome. Didn't miss a stream, just tired AF after getting that tooth pulled. Ooh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, but... Well, hopefully it took care of any problems we were having with the tooth, so... But welcome. Yeah, you didn't miss too much. Well, we did one of the time challenges that you get at the end of the game, but we didn't... this is the second one, and we're doing it at the moment, so... You didn't miss a whole lot. We're just doing puzzles. You know me and my puzzles. I like those puzzles, that's for sure. Alright, so you get in there. And then we'll leave this for like 10 seconds, so... Let's see, so you got there at 32, 30, so we'll say 27, and then 25, let's say.
Has failed.
Yeah, I know, I'll fix it in a minute. Okay.
A recorded entity has failed.
Got it, computer. I'll get it in a second. I'll see if that's good enough.
10 seconds remaining.
Cuts it a little close in these things, that's for sure. So, alright, I should have enough time to get through the door from there, so... Worst comes to worst, I'll just shave a few seconds off after with green, because green's going to solve the puzzle, so... Yeah, you need to use the entire minute for these ones, so that's for sure. They cut it a little close with these ones, so... Alright, let's see. So you're going to hold that for me. And that should shave a little time off if I do that. Please don't fall on me. Okay, good. So at about 28 seconds I can drop the line there with green. So I think I'll do that just to shave a little time off.
Recording initiated.
so that red can get to the switch as quickly as it possibly can, and then we'll have a little extra time for green to solve the puzzle. Alright, so watch for him to jump. That's why I jump sometimes when I do these puzzles, by the way. It lets me time things easier when I'm trying to do stuff like this, where you have to really shave time down, you know? So. Alright, wait for it. Wait for him to leave the platform, and then go. Alright. I don't know how much time that actually saved, but probably saved a little bit. I'll leave you here, actually, so that way I know exactly when to go. So. Oh, is for one of your wisdom teeth? Okay, gotcha. Need to get the other 3 pulled, too. Oh, that sucks, but... Again, it's good that you can get them all out, so that way you don't got to worry about them, you know? Then your teeth can kind of space themselves back out again and everything. You don't got to worry about them pushing on it, so it's probably for the best. It's just not fun, that's all. Yeah, do the do with Mountain Dew. That's something like that. Moan is a German greeting that said Moan freeze. There you go. Watch the end of the last VOD. I have to say, you're pretty on board with your overall opinion on A Crack in Time. Okay, good. Good to hear, because I thought we were on the same page about Nefarious's role in this game. And I realize now, actually, that I don't think I talked too much about the positives of A Crack in Time when I I mostly talked about the negatives in the credits there, so I don't think I made it seem like, oh, well, this is why I actually enjoy this game. I do enjoy this game. It's just that, and I think that there's a few things where I think that it misses potential a little bit, but overall, I think it's a pretty solid game. I think it has potential more so than some of the other games in this tetralogy, and in most cases, it actually nails that potential. It sticks the landing, unlike in Tools of Destruction. In most cases, it doesn't stick the landing, I think. So, I'll talk a little bit more about it when we're just flying through space and I'm not trying to figure this whole puzzle thing out. I think we figured it out at this point, so... Seriously, this is cool AF. That is smart, I would not think of it. The bottom ones are impacted, they need to go. Yeah, absolutely, you gotta get rid of them at that point, because they... You don't want them being impacted, that's no fun. No fun at all. Oop, I almost fell off, that's okay, though. Alright. We'll just do that. I don't have to jump this time with green because, well, the other recordings will just do their thing, even if I don't jump, so... Alright, so we'll let you go. Once you leave the platform, we'll go hit it for red. Once red leaves the final platform, we'll go run for the door. And then we'll be good. So now, we'll go run for red. Okay. And then wait for it. Go. And see, 15 seconds, that should give us plenty of time to go get this one. So this one's not too bad. The other one, we really cut it a little close. We had about 2 seconds when we hit the door, so... But we got it. No problem. That one was easy.
Well done, my son.
Oh, Moen. Okay, so it's a little bit more separated. Gotcha. See, I'm more used to French than I am used to German, so, like, when I see M-O-I together, I just sort of pronounce it as one syllable, you know? So, you would say that the nefarious thing extends to after A Crack in Time easily. Yes, I would agree with that as well. I think the same thing in All for One, although in All for One it was actually not terrible because, well, in All for One he kind of got a little bit of additional character development, what little extra he got, but I don't know, it's just, in Rift Apart, I've seen all of Rift Apart's story at this point because I've actually gone ahead and watched the whole thing. The likelihood that I'm ever going to actually get a PS5 is pretty low at this point. I might just switch over to PC gaming at this console generation and just, you know, not buy a console again. But, yeah, I've seen all of Rift Apart at this point, and honestly, yeah, they bring Nefarious back for that one too, and his plan is kind of just as not really there as it was in this one, so yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't trip my trigger. I think, again, if they're going to bring back a villain from the classic series, the villain needs to have a motivation and basically they need to be motivated by something that's happening in the universe that will remain after the villain is stopped. And again, Nefarious had the whole, well, the entire galaxy is racist against robots in some way thing. It was somewhat hinted at in other games, but it wasn't really given a main focus. In Up Your Arsenal, it kind of gets a bit more of a focus, and Nefarious was all on board for, hey, I want to be evil, but also I need to stop the racism from happening, because I'll just do that by doing something extreme, like annihilating all organics. But after you stop him, there's still racism. It's not like you erase the racism just by stopping him, you know what I mean? They had to use the Solana Galaxy's media network in order to kind of assuage the racism by saying, hey, organics and synthetics can work together, and we're probably going to have to do that in order to continue on as both species intermingling among the galaxy, you know? So I'm just gonna slow you down there, sir. I don't have time for you either. I'm just gonna stop you right there. There we go. Alright. Let's see here. Yeah, all that for a gold bolt. Man, this game makes you work for those extras. Yeah, some of the gold bolts in this one are actually pretty challenging. Although I remember the ones in Into the Nexus being pretty challenging too, now I think about it. Don't want consoles anymore. They cost too much and don't do enough. I feel the same way. What is the most interesting part in a video game for you guys? For you, it's the wildlife. Wildlife is an interesting thought because that kind of helps with the world building, right? Is seeing what kind of natural elements occur in the world. So I can get behind that. For me, the most important aspect of a video game is probably the marriage of story and mechanical progression. If you can make it so that the mechanical progression of your character getting stronger is tied into the story properly, and it's kind of hard to explain how that exactly works, but there's a few examples that I guess I can come up with, although I'm not sure if you may have played the examples, but like for example, Mega Man X kind of ties its story progression to its power progression. You get stronger over the course of the game because you're trying to match up with your main friendly rival Zero, and excuse me, by the end game you become so powerful that Zero can't actually surpass you. He ends up sacrificing himself for the greater good. That was not what I wanted to do, but okay. But you basically do what he could not do by the end of the game, and you become more powerful than he even was by the end of it. So that's just one example of them using the games, and it is in the game story too. Like Zero actually says at the beginning of the game, you're not strong enough to do what I do, but maybe by the time you and I train together and we take care of this whole menace, you'll be even stronger than I am. So Marie's on music, kind of a music nut. That's a good choice, yes. After music, the lore, and Conker's also on board with the lore, so that's good. Enjoy seeing people breathe life into the world. Yes, that's also a good thing, because it helps to make it feel like the world is immersive, and it makes the world feel like it's well lived in. And actually, while we're thinking about the world being well lived in, that's probably one of the strongest points that A Crack in Time has over something like Tools of Destruction or the other games. Where in Tools of Destruction, you went to a whole bunch of different planets, but you didn't really meet up with a lot of the inhabitants, and the ones you did meet up with were just generic robots that just kind of wandered around and didn't do a whole lot. In A Crack in Time, again, they took a bit of a Mass Effect influence with the way that they made the aliens in this game work, but it also worked out for them because the aliens then populated significant areas of the game that you go to. For example, the Agorians have the Battleplex that is completely theirs. There's the Terracnoids that have, what was their planet? Lumos, I want to say? I forget the name of their planet, but they have an entire planet basically to themselves. When you have a bunch of different kinds of aliens populating the world, it makes the world feel more lived in than if you just see the smuggler for the 6th time, you know? So yeah, it's probably one of the strongest points that A Crack in Time has going for it while I'm thinking about that. So let's try to think about the net positives of it, because like I said, I don't think I really talked too much about the net positives of it when I did the last recording, and we talked in the credits about mostly the negatives. So alright, so let's just see if we can get back to the mnemonic station. It can't be too far away from here. I think I hit him. I'll get rid of you because you're more annoying and I don't feel like getting hit in midair and then falling off, so. Here's the last one. Cool. X was B rank, if you remember correctly, and 0 was S rank in the beginning. X was literally a bottom-tier hunter at first. Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's the other gold bolt over there. That must be from the challenge over there, so... Yeah, in that case, X was not designed to be stronger than 0. X was a new model that was created after... Lore enthusiasts will say that X was created after 0 destroyed the original Mega Man. So then Dr. Light built Mega Man X to try to be his own person and try to stop the fighting that was started by Dr. Wily, who designed 0. It's there's kind of some lore there that I'd have to explain out, but yeah. It's yeah, he was originally designed to one-up the classic Mega Man. Yep, exactly. Light didn't even want X to be a war god. He thought about the possibilities and saw that things could get horrible, so X had the potential to be a war god, even though Dr. Light definitely didn't want him to do that, but kind of ended up that way, unfortunately. He's almost always one of the strongest characters in the game, if not the strongest, in every X game, even when you have the option of up to 3 characters, so... Designed to be a robot that can constantly evolve and improve or something like that. Yeah, pretty much. He was designed to be able to feel more emotion, I think, and be able to understand the concept of peace better than any Reploid that had been created to that date. If I remember right. I think that's how it goes. So.
Ready and go.
Kind of makes sense since Light made X, put him to sleep, and then made all those armor capsules. Yeah, I think he made X and he was like, well, you could lead the Reploids into a new age of peace, and then he realized in the years after he put him to sleep, oh, okay, I don't think we're going to have peace anytime soon, so maybe I should design some war modules for him, just to be safe. Okay, so this one's really interesting, I think. This is probably one of my favorite ones in the game, if not my favorite. So you got a whole bunch of buttons. That one opens up those platforms, this one will open up these platforms. There's one switch up there, and you open that with this button, I think. And that opens that up. So you have to hit 3 switches in order to open the door. That's one of them up there. And you'll notice that all of the little time pads are in front of a button, so they're not even all in the same place. That actually helps a little bit with shaving some time off. It's not exactly the best, but there's another one right there. And there's another one up ahead of me, up above my head right now. And this button, I think, opens that one up, so... Basically, you got to get 3 people up to those buttons and then have the person who's been pressing all the buttons on the bottom be the one that solves the puzzle. So blue is going to be the one that solves the puzzle this time. So, Orvis, what are you smoking? Oh, he just tells random jokes while we're doing this stuff, just in case we're, like, wandering around trying to figure stuff out to fill in the void, so... Cannot be as confusing as Kingdom Hearts lore, and since you understood that pretty good, you should be fine. Yeah, you'll be fine. It's definitely not nearly as confusing as, Kingdom Hearts lore, that's for sure. Oh, for this puzzle layout? Yeah, it's a little interesting, I suppose. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold that there. We'll use the red one to go up there, and I think at 50 seconds I want to stop, because that should be enough time to get up there. About 7 seconds should be enough. Okay, so we'll do that. I'll save this for like 41. I'll go to 40, that's fine. And I want to slide over here, open this up for whomever's there, then go like this, and you gotta kind of do this part a little blind because of the camera, but that's okay. I'm gonna hit most, if not all, of the buttons right now, and then we'll just have blue solve the puzzle after the fact. So there's that, and then we'll go here, hit this button up, and then we'll have about 15 seconds to finish the puzzle once we're done. So, I remember this one. It's that rule of primacy and recency where it's like you remember the first and last things that you did in a game, and this was one of them, so... But yeah, this puzzle layout is nuts, but it's not as bad as it looks at the start. It looks bad at the start, but it's usually pretty safe to figure out, so... Alright, I gotta get up this in 7 seconds, so... And as long as I leave the platform by 50, yeah, there you go. Now we just wait over here for me to press that other button, and then we're in good shape. Ooh, that was a little close, huh? This is so cool, but so dumb. Oh my god, yeah, it's great. Like, it's just, most of the reasons for doing these are pretty silly, but again, if you're going to be stuck in one place for the entirety of your lifespan and you live practically forever, you might as well turn these things into a bit of a challenge for yourself, right? And apparently Orvis and Sigmund were pretty good at making these challenges.
To hold the bulb, and one to rotate the entire universe.
I didn't even hear that one. See, this is where the subtitles would come in handy there, Orvis, so I could actually see what you're saying in your jokes and then know that you're talking so I could stop talking. Oh, boy. Anyway. You have all 5 pieces of Exodia the Forbidden One. This puzzle is no match for me. You just got the skip button right away. There you go. Oh, boy. Alright, so now we just wait for... Basically, I'm going to take yellow and green up this side once the platforms go, so... Yeah, I like these puzzles. They're great. They're definite brain busters for sure. Alright, so you're on that one, and I think once red goes on that one, it'll be the second switch. I'm just going to make sure... Because, I mean, there's no other switches in the room, so I don't see why it wouldn't be, but yeah, okay, good. So now yellow can stay here, and then green can take care of the platform up there and then get itself over to the last button while blue does the rest, so. And challenging yourself has limits, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, in a way. But, I mean, again, in this particular case, I do remember doing this one the first time, and it took me... I don't think this one was the one that took me the longest. I think the first one was the one that actually took me the longest, because you have to kind of go in a big circle in the first one, so... This one I kind of figured out pretty quickly, but it took a little bit of time to actually say, okay, so how exactly do I get everybody in proper position, you know, so I can solve the puzzle in time. That's usually the trouble with these ones is, hey, how do I solve the puzzle in time? But, no, it's still good. I enjoy these quite a bit, so... Joke question, who is stronger, Exodia or Chuck Norris? I've actually seen Chuck Norris fight. That's actually a funny story that I can tell the stream. I don't know if I think I've told the story before, but not on the stream. I think I've told it in a video. But I've actually seen Chuck Norris fight because when I was in karate classes back when I was younger, they used to have a convention in Las Vegas in July of each year. And Chuck Norris would be at the convention, and he would actually, like... this is, of course, when he was a little bit younger, so he could still... I mean, he can still kick my ass now, but he could really kick my ass then. But basically, every time he would be at the convention, he'd say, okay, so all of you can just come at me. It doesn't matter how many of you there are. I'll kick you. If I hit you to the ground, then I win. If you hit me to the ground, then you win. So I've actually seen him fight, and I don't know. That would be a tough one. I mean, Exodia has that whole obliteration thing, but you have to tell him to obliterate things. Chuck Norris just obliterates things. So, I think, in my case, I think I'd lean towards Chuck Norris. That's just me, but I think that's where I'd lean. So, there's my 2 cents. I know it's a joke question, and that was more serious than a joke question needed to be, but, yeah. Alright, so we'll let these guys up there. And then I think I hit that button first, then I went across, and then I went up. So, alright, so we wait for that. Oh, hang on, I did this wrong. I need to re-record. Okay, try this again.
Temporal recording initiated.
Because I was jabbering my mouth off, and I wasn't opening the button for him after yellow and green got off the last platform, so... Alright, so you two go up there. 3, and okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta go again. Hang on. I'm not thinking. I need to race. Got a motor before these recordings fail. There we go. Should be there just in time to let him in. Yep. There you go. So now he'll open the door up, and there you go. See? Wasn't so bad. Wow. No, don't let me back out. I want the gold bolt. And technically do all of this in a minute. Clank is super smart. Oh yeah, for sure. That and Exodia lost to Zork in Season 5 last arc of the manga, so Exodia does have limits. This is big brain AF, and I love it. It's great. I like the challenges. Again, I love the puzzles in this game. They're another one of its strong suits. So.
Detected. In Deck 9 Particle Accelerator. Running diagnostics.
Alright, but that's all of the mnemonic station challenges, all complete. And hey, it's only been an hour, so we've got another hour and a half, 2 hours to go exploring the Corvus sector and fighting Lord Vorselon. So that gives us some time. Now, unfortunately, you get a checkpoint at the actual mnemonic station. So, where am I supposed to go here? Hold on. Hold the phone. Oh, I went backwards. That's why. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, I went backwards. That's my bad. Exodia is sealed, also sealed currently. Will technically never be unsealed, so it's very unlikely for Exodia to win. I mean, I guess that's fair too. Yeah. See, I didn't know all the extra stuff about Exodia because I've only watched like season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh's anime, and that's about it. Like, I never really... I didn't really watch past that frequently. Like, I caught the episodes when I could, but it was pretty much like... I was pretty much past it at that point, so... Excuse me. Not you, just the big guy. Excuse me. Wish more games had stuff like this. Yeah, games need more puzzles, I think. More puzzles that kind of break up the gameplay a little bit from just the regular fighting stuff, because not enough games use puzzles creatively and to break up the gameplay in an interesting way, I think. So, at least today, in a lot of today's games, they don't. I think, personally. Now, my experience with more recent titles is a little limited because I haven't really played... I can probably count on 2 hands the number of games I've played in the past that have been released since about 2017. I've probably played about 9 games total in that time period that were released at that point, but... yeah, I don't know. It just... in some ways, it feels like they don't... oh, okay. Use the puzzles for enough in a lot of games. Where is this, anyway? Oh, okay, we should be pretty close to the end of the thing anyway, end portal. Just do that, jump right over. And we'll try this again. We got a good checkpoint, so that's the important part. Oh, they all died for some reason. They must have jumped off the platform. Committed ritualistic seppuku. I think that's how you say that word. I don't know enough Japanese, evidently. Oh, okay. Because he wasn't shooting at me. That was the problem last time. So. Alright, there we go. Now we're good. So here's the Orbis chamber. We could probably reopen it again.
Blockage detected in antimatter turbine 8.
But I don't know what actually happens if you do reopen it and then you go inside, so...
Turbine 8.
Well, the thing's not moving open, so I'm going to assume it doesn't open again. It just kind of articulates. So, okay, but now we can leave by going back to the Great Clock Sector 5, and we can hit up the teleporter, and then from the teleporter we can head out to the Corvus sector. So... your mouth is almost unnumb, so you can finally eat for the first time today. Nice, well that's good. You should watch the bloodthirsty version of Yami Yugi in Season 0. Like, holy fuck. Yeah, the Battle Island from Pegasus, yeah, is the one that I've seen, personally, so... yeah, that's the only one that I've seen fairly frequently. Season 0 takes place right before Yugi and Kaiba duel in Episode 1. You get to see Kaiba make a theme park with full intent to kill Yugi because he almost lost in Duel Monsters. Kaiba's a sociopath. Oh my god. That's great. So before or after the Paradox fight? Do I remember the Paradox fight? I don't think I remember the Paradox fight personally, so my experience would probably be before that, so... do you know how he got all 3 copies of his Blue Eyes Murder? I wouldn't be surprised. Season 0 happens for Episode 1 of the current one. Okay, gotcha. I see. Alright, let's teleport back in time and make General Azimuth even angrier about his inability to do that because they didn't think about this for the story. Oh yeah, there's some Galactic trivia that's pretty good for you. So, Sigmund wasn't constructed at the Great Clock. He was actually a cleaner bot at Zordoom Prison before he was taken on as a junior caretaker. So that's fun. Alright, we got 2 Zoni left to collect, then we can go fight Lord Vorselon, and there's a couple of other things to find while we're in the Corvus sector, so let's not waste any time, shall we? One copy you got from blackmailing a guy, one copy you got from calling in a hit from the mob. You're struggling to remember the third one, but Kaiba was willing to do anything to get what he wanted. Oh my god. I can see that they made it a little bit more kid-friendly when they moved to the other stuff, didn't they? Oh boy. Alright, back out in the Bernilia sector, but not for long. Because off we go to the Corvus sector. Where is the Corvus sector? There's the Corvus sector. He basically kidnapped Yugi's grandpa, kicked his ass, and took the fourth copy before ripping it in half. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's fair. Paradox Fight is a time travel movie with, like, the 3-part of the anime Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Oh, it's still before that. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. See, I didn't watch 5Ds. Was that the one that was after GX? Because Cole liked... Well, I don't know if he liked GX, but he watched GX a lot. Me and my brother Steve kind of got into Yu-Gi-Oh! With the first season, and then Cole got into it afterwards.
Now that was smooth.
With,
Let's keep it rolling with another
with GX. That was where he really picked it up, so... 5Ds came after GX. Okay, gotcha. Alright, so what do we got in this sector? We got, it looks like the depot. And 1, 2, 3, 4 planets. This is planet Morklon, yep. And then here's Vorsalon's ship, but we cannot get on there just yet. There is a Constructo mod there that we haven't gotten yet, apparently, so that's... Oh, no, that's just in the sector, never mind. And if you need to go to the Great Clock, you can go there from the world map now just by warping there, so yeah, there you go. Paradox Fight happens post-Battle City. Oh, okay, gotcha. He was really generous when he tried to buy the fourth Blue Eyes. Yeah, he tried to buy it with rare cards, but sentimental value beats out cards, and Kaiba was having none of that. Oh, boy. Okay, so let's start our search. And we got, it looks like a couple of things to do as well on top of that. Like, we got a depot quest, and we got some transporters that need transporting. So we'll go see what we can do about that. Do I need any ammo? I don't remember. No, evidently I do not. Hello there.
Lousy, inconsiderate, no-good troopers. Ever since Vorsalon started working out here, he's been sending his goons over on regular raids.
Oh, jeez.
Pay to see someone teach him a lesson.
Would you now?
You're a brave one, I'll give you that. Vorsalon's ships have been patrolling a nearby nebula. You take out 50 of them, and I'll make you a rich Lombax.
Sounds good. 50 ships. Sounds like a fair trade. 18,000 bolts that I don't need, but I'll do the side quest because why not? You know, might as well. Alright, it's probably going to have to do one last little bit of space battling, so let's go do that. I'm actually going to go hit up this guy over here
right there. This is
in a
your
minute.
man on the ones and twos, the one who's all bad news, the DJ with all the grooves, Maximilian Zaid.
So there's our funk soul brother DJ for this for Deep Space Jams. I love that guy. He's great. All right, but anyway, let's take out some ships. There's Lord Vorsalon's ship. We can't take that ship out just yet, but we'll get there. And yeah, just by fighting and defeating the ships here, you can get some ships destroyed for that mission that we're doing for the depot. Of course, they've got the shield ships here as well, so that could be a bit of a problem, but we'll figure it out. It's fine. I think here we'll probably end up destroying about... like that 12 out of 50, 13 out of 50 is not for the actual shield on the guy, though. I think you only have to destroy 30 ships in order to break his shield, so I think.
Tinseltown is fuming this morning over the release of a Hola recording stolen from the set of My Blaster Runs Hot.
The recording depicts action star and former superhero Copernicus Clark in a somewhat unfavorable light, prompting many enraged fans to boycott its release.
Pepper, our station manager has just informed me that we would...
Shields disengaged. Sorry, reinforcements.
Equal parts disturbing and shameful.
Oh, we gotta hear this. Well, isn't that the point, Quark? You're supposed to pretend to be someone else. It's a movie.
Because there's a script now. A script with words, which I must read. It's like rocket science for the soul, Doug. I was just checking the birth certificate. Oh,
completely my bad.
That's it! Is this a real blaster? Can I shoot this guy?
Oh my god.
Fox Hollow Films added that the lighting director and Quark are now best of friends and go fishing once a week in Pocataru.
I'm sure they do.
Continue to our regularly scheduled programming.
Well, anyway, that was fun. We haven't even heard the worst of Quark yet, though. Oh my god, there's this one recording on the radio that happens. It probably happens in this sector. That's why I heard it the last time. And anything that you've heard about Quark before this will trump it. Just trust me on that one. Maybe we'll hear it before the end of the game, maybe not, I'm not sure. We'll see. Seriously, Seto Kaiba had a fucked up childhood. First part of the anime was literally like, fuck the rules. I mean, yeah, and even in the card games they were saying fuck the rules, so. Was an orphan, had to win a chess match to get adopted by his lousy foster father, was grown to be the ultimate successor at the cost of his health and happiness, overthrew his foster father, who committed suicide afterwards, and converted military weapons company, essentially a PMC, into a games company, and then lost his only brother to Pegasus. I mean, yeah. His foster father literally taught him that losing was equal to death, hence killing himself after Kaiba overthrew him. Oh my god. Sounds like a Yakuza game. It's just normal radio while committing genocide after. Absolutely. Never mind, scratch the normal part. I mean, could be fairly normal for Quark and his cadres. So. Anyway, we gotta destroy 10 more ships, we'll get some bolts, and then once we destroy these ships, we'll be done with this ship destroying for, I think, the rest of the game. We could hail that ship, but we'll hail it after we take care of this mess. So let's clear out all these enemies first before we hail the ship, and probably have to escort it. So there we go. Oh, that guy's still got a shield. There we go. Now we're good. All right, what do we got over here? Okay, well, I don't know. This is probably supposed to play after you destroy the ships, but with it playing with the proton cutters in the background might be a little bit. Thank you. That was strange, but okay, fair enough. I guess I don't have to fight and finish that off then. Fine, no problem. All right, let's go over here and then we'll go hail that ship and we'll see what it wants us to do. What do we got here? We got Corvus Beta. This has 1 gold bolt and 1 Zoni. So that'll put us 1 step closer to getting what we need. Alright, so we got left, we got right, and we got center. So what is where? That... I don't know if I can go there yet. I think that actually... I think I saw a little crank there, but it might need oil, so let's go check it out. Because this might be the way forward, but... Oh, no, I need water. Okay, it's a hydro plant, not a crank. Got it. Let's go get some water on this lava planet. It's got to be around here somewhere. Maybe over there? I don't know. Actually, probably over to the left there is probably where you finish the planet. Like, that's where you go to after you're done with the whole puzzle. So, or the whole platforming challenge, rather. Alright. I'll take that, thank you. Unfortunately, I can't cool off the whole planet by just repeatedly spraying water at it, but, you know, I guess that would be worth a shot. So the blinking gray thing on our map there is the Zoni, whereas the one that's not blinking is the gold bolt. So we'll just see if we can keep an eye out for where the gold bolt is going to be. But it looks like this planet's going to have a little bit of tricky platforming to it as well. Matter of fact, I might have picked up the tricky platforming challenge in this galaxy in the process of going to this planet first, so I don't know. We'll see. Gonna need to use this again because we need some oil, so I guess we gotta go find that. If I was oil, where would I be? That, I don't know what that's all about, but I guess I'll figure that out in a minute. Probably the oil, I think, is this way. Let's see. Maybe. Well, anyway. Let's just do this. We'll listen to show tunes and go find some oil. That sounds like fun. Ow. Oh, it's hot. Okay. That's a cheap trick. What the hell, game? I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck? Yeah, it's hot, so you can't just land on it, unfortunately. All right, now, I actually have to fight now. Okay, fair enough. I was doing so many challenges, I was feeling so cerebral that I didn't even think I'd have to do any fighting, but nope, apparently not. They never really use the spell card Ancient Rule, do they? Nope. What was Ancient Rule again? I don't remember. It sounds familiar, but I don't remember what it was. I can make this, right? With planet gravity. Yeah, I can make it. It looks longer than it actually is, so... That's what she said. Anyway. Enough of that. Let's do some doom bleeding. Oh, there's even more of these guys. With some tractor beams. Please stop. There you go. No tractor beam for you. I wonder if this is going to take me around in, like, a circle. So I can, like, get back to that platform a little easier. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Let's see if Fred is hungry. Yeah, that looks hungry. Hungry enough to eat some Agorians, too, apparently. Thanks, Fred. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Appreciate that. Alright, let's keep an eye out for that gold bolt, though. Oh, I see it. It's right there. Now, that platform is higher up than we are. I can actually probably see it if I look from here. See, it's all the way up there. It looks a little bit close from here, but... yeah, it's way up in the air, so we're gonna have to, like, figure out how to drop down on that from farther away, so... but we'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure. Oh, I see. So you're supposed to float down and then go back through this. So, alright, I see. I see how you want me to do this game. Let's see here. Stupid of them. It's because the anime characters can top deck anything if the writers say so. I mean, that's fair. Hell, there are plenty of duels in the anime the protagonist shouldn't have lost, but drama. Don't disrespect the heart of the cards. That kind of thing. Yeah, pretty much. That's what the writers said. I don't know why, but I always get, like, Fallout vibes from this track in particular. It kind of has that sound to it, you know? I mean, I guess it is basically show tunes, and to be fair, the Fallout universe is very in love with show tunes, so... Alright, well, we figured this part out, so now we can just go this way. This one's not hot, is it? No, it's not. Good. Let's see. How about one of these? Let's Spiral of Carnage somebody. Preferably two people, but, you know. Alright, both of you are melee, so come on, come get some. Oh, they did. I didn't expect them to come get some like that. That's fine. Fair game, fair play, Yami's original quote in the Japanese dub. Since in his Shadow games, he got to punish the people who tried to cheat to win. People who simply lost didn't have it as bad. Oh boy. What you really like about the anime is the progression the decks make with what they start with and what they add and what they remove. It's interesting to see that because it sort of gives you a similar concept of like a power progression, right? It shows here's what they had and here's what they don't have at this point, you know what I mean? Oh, another newscast. What's this one going to be about?
And I'm Pepper Fairbanks. Tonight's top story, new information.
Thanks, Fred.
On the disappearance of the ex-rebel Angela Cross.
I'm sorry. Have we confirmed that Angela Cross is, in fact...
Oh, it's the Angela Cross story.
I know that was the assumption, but she doesn't have a tail.
Female Lumbaxes don't have tails, Kip. In fact, this just in, lots of females do not share the same anatomical traits as their male counterparts.
Oh, I see. Well, hence the set of horns sprouting on that dome of yours. Hey.
Oh my god.
Why don't we just finish the story?
Well, very well then, Pepper. As many of our listeners know, Lombax rebel Angela Cross has been missing for almost 3 years. She was a victim of former dictator Percival Tachyon's vendetta against the Lombaxes, and was last seen fleeing the Cerulean sector in Mac Apogee starship.
You are speaking, of course, of the famed Lombax historian, the legendary Lombax Zoo.
Indeed I am, Pepper. Apogee himself vanished from the Polaris and was believed to have been killed by space pirates.
Well, galactic authorities now claim they have recovered Apogee's starship. The vessel was discovered on autopilot with its flight registry pinpointing Planet Cthulhu as its place of origin.
Sorry, I'm trying to listen to the news story and let everybody listen to the news story without shooting the Doomblades off and interrupting it by making all that noise.
Predations of Percival Tachyon? Did they use the so-called Lombax secret to escape to some other cosmic plane of existence?
I don't know, kid.
Way to theorize, Pepper. We've done that. We'll chat with the gladiator and recently released hard life. Is he truly rehabilitated? Or is it only a matter of time before he's discovered inside the Polaris Galactic Bank wearing a pair of stockings on his face? We'll find out right after this.
So they continuity to Angela's story after poking fun with it. Yes. Yes, they did. That story about Angela was supposed to be an apology from Insomniac about forgetting that she existed in Tools of Destruction, because they actively came out and said at one point in a developer interview, yeah, we forgot that Angela existed in Tools of Destruction. So that was supposed to be their apology. She's still around. Okay, fair enough, I guess. But now you're just confusing people, because it's like, is she there? Is she not there? Is she a Lombax? Is she not? Like, by not knowing what you're doing with that sort of stuff, it just makes everyone, including yourself, confused. So, I don't know. I don't like what they did with Angela specifically, because they just sort of turned her into a continuity error, and it's not cool. Like, I don't know. I always feel worse when they treat the characters from the classic trilogy dirty like that. Again, I mean, we've talked about what I think of Nefarious in this game, and it's a similar concept, right? It's basically, hey, you're not using him for something that actually, you know, was more interesting. He had a more interesting role in the original trilogy, and here you just kind of use him for a really basic plot, you know, and so it just, I don't know. I ain't even worried about the damage these guys deal, to be honest. I'll be fine. There we go. Well, I see the Zoni. Hang on, I almost missed this box. And I know how to get the gold bolt from here. We're going to have to go do some re-platforming, but that's fine. Figure it out. Come here, you. Was a Season 0 episode that one hostage situation with that kill each other situation where Taya utterly burns Yuki? Sounds like Season 0. Don't remember all the Shadow games, though. I remember the Bomb Terrorist, Death T, the Gacha Game Addict, the G-Shock watches. Oh, boy. All that sounds like a lot of fun. Alright, anyway. So to get the gold bolt, we're going to have to take another ride on one of these things. Probably all the way back around, honestly. Well, no, I could probably hitch a ride on this one and then switch platforms and go that way, because the gold bolt is that way. So just hitch a ride up here. And then we'll hitch a ride on this one. There we go. Easy as that. So now I just need to find out where it is exactly. So I'm like right here-ish. And it is right there. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of orientated towards it, so I'll just keep looking down. Once I look down, that'll make it a little easier to figure out where to go from here. Okay, there it is. It's right there. You can kind of see it even from here. So yeah, we should be able to float down there fairly easily even from here. So just wait a second and then go. We don't need this gold bolt, by the way, but again, I'm trying to do it so that all of the planets that we go to, like the miniature ones, all of their little challenges are complete, so that they're just grayed out on the map. That's my goal. Not the main planets. The main planets I could care less about, but these ones I want to make sure they're cleared out. So I think, and I didn't notice this before, but I think once you clear all the challenges on the planet, this was green before, this little tractor beam looking thing going on that keeps my planets, or my ship stuck to the planet. I think it turns blue once you get everything. I'm not 100% sure about that because I didn't see it before, but I think that's how it goes. So. Yami planned to kill him with a burner on his hand that has overflowing alcohol under him and send him to the Shadow Realm for breaking the rules. Oh my god. Lighter, like for burners. Okay, he did kill that dude. Burned him alive and watched the whole thing. Yami was too extreme for TV, to be honest. That shit was ruthless. Sounds like it. As a friend, you say, don't fuck with the Pharaoh. That sounds like good life advice, to be honest. All right, we got a ship to hail. Let's see what it's all about.
Warlock? Warlock, is that you? Oh, you're not Warlock. It's hopeless. No way I'll be able to meet him without attracting attention from the other Valkyries.
I don't think you got to worry about that anymore.
You told me. Then they'll just think my ship needs repair.
Sure.
Oh, thank you. Sending coordinates to your ship now.
This is not going to work out, is it? Okay, well, anyway, we got to tow this Valkyrie. Help introduce Warlock and Snooky Bear. Fun.
The HoloNet, huh?
Uh-huh.
Just out of curiosity, do you know what he looks like, this Warlock?
Only from his avatar. About 6'2", blonde hair, bulging biceps, and the most amazing smile you've ever seen. Why do you ask?
Because this man is catfishing you. I just know how this is going to end. I don't even know if I've done this before, but this man's catfishing you. There's no way he's going to actually be like that. Uh-oh. Hold on. Stay there. Stay put, Valkyrie. Why are we helping a Valkyrie anyway? But whatever. It's fine. I'll just take care of these lobster ships so we don't have a problem. Are we going to have a problem, Agorians? Apparently so. So I guess we'll just take care of business. I love those Nanoswarmer rockets. They're great. Okay, that's half of them. Where's the other ones? Oh, they're there. Let's get some prior damage off, because usually once you get a little damage off, the Nanoswarmers can take care of the rest. Even if it's at, like, medium range like this, you can still usually do it. Fancy maneuvers. Oop, not quite dead yet, sir. There you go. Everybody good? Okay, back to towing. But yeah, we got to get across the system here to get her to her friend, who is definitely not. What if it's another Valkyrie? Like, that'd be fucking hilarious. Oh boy, here we go. Let's find out, shall we?
Is that you, Warlock? It's me, Snow.
Oh, it's a Terracnoid.
I don't care what anyone thinks.
I feel like that could be even worse.
I can make it look like an accident.
That's okay, Aphelion. Let's go.
See, that's the Aphelion that I needed the whole series, right there. Those sassy comments like that. Why couldn't they do that more? Oh my god. Hey, look, a bot. Kill it! Hold on. Yeah, bot alert. Got it, thank you. I got it. Catfishing in a video game. I've seen everything. Oh, yeah. Well, not exactly catfishing in this case, but he wasn't exactly telling the truth either, so. He did not give a fuck. And back then, he wasn't another being. He was just Yugi's darker side. Okay, gotcha. Fair enough. So they kind of changed that around a little bit as they went. Really preferred GX for being lighthearted, and also because Yubel is your favorite character. GX was something. You love it. But yeah, that comment from Aphelion there, she was like, I mean, my blasters are still on. I can make it look like an accident. I need more of that. Anyway, we got our pay for doing that, so that's good. Okay, here's the last Zoni, so we're actually going to come back here after. Let's go to these other planets first, and ideally not get lambasted by the Agorians while we're here. See if I can kind of curve around here a little bit. Nope. No, they're not. Or if they're inbound, they can fight me down here. Oh, look, they are fighting me down here. Alright, well, probably another Doomblade situation because those will work pretty good on this planet. These guys are pretty tough, though. With each sector, the enemies get a little bit more health and damage resistance. I think that's how difficulty works in this game. So it's not percentage-based, or it might actually be percentage-based in this game, like it was in Tools of Destruction, but it's not as prevalent because of the fact that the enemies stay relatively the same difficulty in terms of their health and damage resistance with each sector that you go to, so. Come on over so Fred can have a snack. But yeah, it doesn't feel as much of a spike in some cases in difficulty as it did in Tools of Destruction, where with every planet they would get more and more damage resistance, basically. And they would always deal large amounts of damage to you, so... But I mean, like, this is fairly... I'd like to say that this is pretty fair. I mean, they're doing about 16 damage to me on the hardest difficulty with the highest armor that I can have for this point in the game, so I think that's pretty fair. I don't think that's out of the question, you know. Okay, not quite dead yet, that's fine. I think I need to redo the stuff on this, though. Hold on. Let me reconstruct my Constructo. We do need more of that. Like, damn, Aphelion shows no mercy. Oh, I know. It's great. That's why I need more of that, because she needs to give it to people more. It'd be great. So, Machine is not required to show sympathy or empathy. Also, can she even do something or anything without a pilot? Well, that was why she was asking Ratchet, right? She couldn't do it unless Ratchet said, "Hey, yeah, shoot them down." So, yeah, she couldn't do anything until then. But yeah, it would have been more interesting if that actually was something that happened, though. I think, like, if she actually was able to be sassy. Basically, that's what I want out of her. Excuse me. Okay, so the detonator doesn't quite kill them in one, but yeah, it's okay. Constructo Shotgun's done pretty good work for us through the whole game, so we can probably, you know, give it a rest for a little bit. And we'll just do this for a little bit. See how that works. There we go. Well, the magnet did pretty good there. Yeah, Magnet did pretty good there. Has good tracking even on circular planets like this, so that's not bad. Can dodge getting attacked because I can just kind of, you know, do that. There we go. What else do I want to use here? How about the Adjudicator? That seems pretty good. We're almost done with this part anyway, though, so... This planet. Ooh, it's radioactive. Didn't want to mess with that too much. I would be using the Spiral of Carnage a little bit more, but it seems to have a little bit of trouble on these circular planets sometimes, so... Oops, that's not where I wanted that to go. I was going to say, that should take care of that guy for us, though. Alright, and that'll get us another gold bolt. I think that's 30 now? I don't know exactly, but... We should probably stop at the depot, though, so I can get more Fred. So I can use it on the next challenge planet. Yeah, that's 30. And I think that's going to be about it for gold bolts. I don't think there's any other ones that we're going to be doing. Oh, great. Bye! I don't want to fight the Agorians. What do you guys have against me? We both hate Nefarious. Stop it. Well, anyway. Let's stop at the depot. And top off on ammo. Probably do this one more time before we go fight Lord Vorsalon as well, which should be coming up pretty soon. I think there's one more planet that's like an actual platforming challenge, and the other one is just like a... that one's the platforming challenge over there. This one over here is just another... like another challenge planet. So. Goodbye. The weapons have some interesting names. Yeah, they're pretty good. Usually they do pretty good with the weapon names and stuff, so... Oh, more Agorians, great. It's not a wonder they're patrolling by these planets. It's because they, are doing the platforming... Or not the platforming, the actual challenges here. Oh, not Agorians, it's the, little robot guys. I wish I had, like, an actual tractor beam so I could pull them towards the storm spikes. Never thought I'd actually miss the tractor beam from going commando. Holy hell. Let's try some spirals. That works pretty good on these guys. They get killed in one hit, so it's kind of okay that it doesn't have good auto-tracking on these planets. See? Sometimes you even get a twofer. Oh, did I mention where the Spiral of Carnage came from? I don't think I mentioned exactly how it came into being, because it actually has an interesting story in terms of how it was developed as a weapon. So, before A Crack in Time came out, Insomniac actually ran a fan contest called the My Blaster Runs Hot Weapon Contest. And basically, it challenged players around the world to design weapons for the next Ratchet & Clank game. And the first prize winner would actually have their game incorporated into the next game. And the Spiral of Death was actually created as a fan weapon. And that's why it's in the game, because that person won first place out of all the weapon designs. So, congrats to them. It's a pretty cool weapon. I enjoy it for what it's worth. It's probably, out of all the shotguns available in this game, it's probably my favorite. You get a lot of shotguns in this game, but you know how it goes. Well, we're almost there with these guys, so. I say, can I curve that around to hit that guy? But no, it's okay though. Should probably go get this ammo box. That would be pretty good for my stuff. And one more. There we go. And this will get us our final Constructo mod. I think it's for the bomb. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Let's see. Yeah, it is for the bomb. So it's actually the barrage bomb. So this gives it basically like bouncer ammo whenever it blows stuff up. So that's pretty good. And actually, it works pretty good with Shockwave, if I remember right, because I think each barrage also gets a miniature Shockwave. So we're going to see if that actually works. If it doesn't, then whatever. It's still good, but, you know. The weapons... Oh, yeah, I read that part. Nefarious is dead in prison. Don't remember, so they're free to hate you. Nefarious's whereabouts are unknown as far as this game goes, but he comes back in literally the next game, so he's back again. Because Ratchet & Clank All for One is the next game, and that happens shortly after this one. About a year after this one, if I remember right, a year or two, so... Alright, let's get the hell out of here before the Igorians notice me. There's Planet Morklon. We're not going there, though. We need to get behind enemy lines here to get to that one planet over there, so we can do the last little challenge for the last Zoni. We'll fill up on ammo at the depot after we do Corvus Alpha, I think is this one. And then once we're done with that, we will head off to Lord Vorselon's ship. Are the textures not loading on this planet, or is it just me? Maybe it's just like a weird quicksand or something type of a deal, and it just looks funky color. It is just quicksand, okay. It just looks funky colored because of the atmosphere of the whole area. This one I don't think has as many weapon challenges for you. It's more use your gadgets type of a challenge, so. And I think you use pretty much all of them. Maybe not the Omni Soaker, because the other planet was pretty heavy on Omni Soaker usage, but this one's like a little obstacle course. I like it. Oops. Just gonna hold forward there. That should work pretty good. And off we go again. As I say, I don't know where I'm going, but that's okay. Sometimes I just don't know things. I don't have to know everything. It is nice that they automatically switch you over to the hyper shot in these situations, though, where you're up in the air like this. So it's pretty responsive in places like this where it's used for a challenge. So again, I like it. Hi there. And that's the last one. Easy as that. We've got all the Zoni, so now we can access Lord Vorselon's ship. I don't know why you specifically need all the Zoni to access his ship. Maybe he has some sort of force field that only they can break. I don't know. But now our last job is to vanquish Lord Vorselon, and once we're done with that, we're done, basically. Oh, my ship is directly below me. Okay. When the game is a shooter, but it wants you to close combat. Shotgun time. Yes, exactly. Alright, and there's nothing else on this planet either, because otherwise we'd have those little gray dots on the map somewhere. So, since that's the case, let's just make a little V over here. Make a B line, that's what I meant to say, for the depot. We'll land, we'll buy some more Fred, and then once we've bought some Fred, let's go fight a super boss, and then we'll spend the last, I don't know, hour or so. Oh, I don't have to buy anything, because I already have full ammo. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll spend the last, like, hour or so looking at the special bonus that you get when you defeat Lord Vorselon. So, we'll get to see that in just a little bit. So yeah, not too much post-game content for this game, but it doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, any post-game content at all for a Ratchet & Clank game at this point is practically unheard of, so... other than Challenge Mode, obviously, but Challenge Mode is kind of New Game Plus, whereas post-game content is before you go to New Game Plus, so... And I would recommend doing this before you go to New Game Plus, because that way you can take care of all of this stuff and collect all the Zoni. I think you keep... No, I don't think you keep your Zoni when you move to the next Challenge Mode. But you do keep the gold bolts, so you can do all the stuff with the skins and everything. You keep your weapons as well, so... I'd recommend doing this, just because that way you can get it out of the way. Before you go to Challenge Mode, it makes things every little bit harder. Clank, it's quiet. Too quiet. I don't like it. There's got to be something here. The boxes are bouncing all over the place like they've got a place to be. So. And if you want to, you can break the boxes while you're here, because they'll give you a halfway decent start on your Challenge Mode weapon purchasing. In Challenge Mode, in these Ratchet & Clank games, you can actually purchase higher-end versions of the weapons that you have. So, like, we have weapons up to V5 at this point. They'll actually go up to V10 in Challenge Mode in this particular game. But you have to buy them first, and they are very expensive. So, yeah, you're going to want to, save up your bolts if you can. Okay, well, we need battery bots to open the door, and I'm going to assume these guys might know where the battery bots are. And if they don't, well, maybe their friends will be able to tell me. Actually, the battery bots are inside of these doors, so we got to take care of these waves with the turret. And then once we've taken care of the waves with the turret, we can kind of go and grab them. None of my missiles must have hit that guy, considering he keeps taking damage. There. Nice. Anybody else want some? Yes, apparently they do. I prefer to kind of like feather the firing button, because this turret can overheat if you don't feather it. So. Oh, battery bot. Okay. Just gonna start shooting the battery bot like it was my job. Come here, you! It's like that "whose line is it anyway" joke. Picks up the seashell. Put me down! Are you late for the box meeting? Box meeting. We'll see in a minute. Now that the numbness is going from your mouth, it's sore AF. Oh yeah, that's one of those things. Definitely happens quite a bit when you've got anything to do with teeth being pulled. Not fun. Oh, there's more. Hold on. I'll be right with you. We could use our weapons on these guys if we really wanted to, but they gave me a turret. Might as well use it. Ow. Bit of a cheap shot there. It's okay though. I don't know how many enemies you can lock onto with your missiles, but I guess that'll work. I was gonna say, must have not hit that guy either. That guy appears to be... This is one of the weird things about Vorselon's ship that'll happen occasionally, by the way. When these enemies get into certain spots, they will be invincible from the turret for some reason. I have no idea why, but it's incredibly annoying. obviously. And that's why sometimes you have to get out. It didn't happen on the actual stream when we got here, but, well, it's happening now, so I guess we'll have to make do with it. Ideally not die while we're at it. There we go. Anybody else? Time for a battery bot? Maybe. Maybe it's time for a battery bot. I don't know. Oh, there's the battery bot. Okay. Come here, little guy. Time to go to work. Okay, so now... Well, I'm going to need a little nanotech, but I can get a little bit as we go here. And we're going to need some oil and also some heavy firepower for that guy. There we go. But yeah, you're not going to get to Vorsalon that easily. There's still a little bit of stuff to do on his ship here. So, I don't know how that didn't just blow him up, but fair enough. Alright, let's get over here, see if we can... I think there's an oil thing right here. Yep, there sure is. We can use this to get a little oil. We can turn the winch there. We can move these hypershot targets. I think it did that the last time we were here, if I remember right. I did get that to full. Okay, good. Oh, you were speaking for the moving boxes in your game? Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't, evidently I didn't get that joke. That's my bad. Alright, so let's go grab this other battery bot. What'd you call me? No, it's fine. Whatever. He just didn't want to go back to work, so he was taking any desperate measures he could to try to get me to put him down again. Evidently, name-calling did not work. Alright, there we go. I think we're pretty much done. I think after this we can go straight to Vorsalon, so... Now, naturally, and by virtue of being the super boss of the game, he's pretty hard! So, it'll probably take a good chunk of our ammo to actually beat him. Unless we end up in a situation like we did with General Azimuth there, where I just used the buzz blades and it just gave me a bunch of... Actually, that was in the arena. Used the buzz blades and it gave me a whole bunch of ammo, so... Alright, so we don't need any of that stuff. I want to start with the Rift Ripper and the Groovabomb Glove, because both of these will come in handy against him to start with. Later on in the fight, it can get a little bit more difficult to use these against him, but let's see what we can do, shall we? Alright, Conquer, see you in a minute. This boss fight's a little bit long, so you probably will be able to be back before we beat him. So.
In anticipation of our battle, I've taken the liberty of upgrading my suit. Prepare for terror unlike you have ever known.
Is he always this dramatic?
Yeah. It's kind of his shtick. Alright, Vorsalon, let's end this once and for all.
Oh boy. Alright, Vorsalon, let's see how you like a Groovabomb. So the Groovabomb will temporarily make him stop doing what he's doing. And what I want to do is I want to kind of try to direct him so that he goes towards Fred, basically. So Fred can keep dealing damage to him, because as you can see, Fred deals pretty good damage to him, so... This one, just do single jumps. Works pretty good. If you do double jumps, you run the risk of not jumping over him, the stuff, so... But yeah, get Fred a little bit of pot shots while he can. Again, later in the fight it'll be harder for him to get pot shots off, so try to keep him as close to Fred as you can, so he can do some damage. And then I guess we'll just bust out the Buzz Blades at this point. I keep calling them Buzz Blades even though they're technically called Doom Blades now, but you know. Keep your Storm Spikes handy though, by the way, because they'll come in handy in Phase 2. I mean, I keep trying, but you never die. already beaten you twice. What makes you think this is going to be any different? Let's use another group of them. It'll get him to stop doing this, and then we can do this and let Fred do a little damage. A little late on the Fred there, but that's okay. Yes, go that way. No, not that way. Go the other way so Fred can have a snack. Thankfully, if you get hit by that, it actually, like, negates it pretty quickly, so that's not bad. We want to get him down to about half of his HP, though, because then he'll start doing this, and he'll start making it harder for him to maneuver around the room. Now, you still don't want to use your Storm Spikes just yet. Probably once he gets down to about a third of his HP, that's when you're going to want to use your Storm Spikes. With that one, just jump right through it, and it'll be good. And actually, I think I want to get the Mega Constructo shotgun going with Galvanic again, because it still works on him just like it did with the final boss fight, so yeah, it's probably a good idea. We'll see if it works okay. If it doesn't, then I'll switch back to Detonator, but, you know. Still feels like a fever dream that Steve and Sora are in Smash. Yeah, they pulled out all the tricks in the book with the characters that they put in Smash for Smash Ultimate, so... So it does work still on him. Somewhat. Not great, but it does work somewhat. Okay, where's this one going? Oh, okay, it's just that half. That's fine. This is the attack that I always have the most trouble with, to be honest, because you kind of got to short hop a little bit to dodge it, and that's not always easy. Especially when he starts messing with the room like this. Oh, okay. Get the hell out of there. Okay, so now that he's at 1/3, or, well, not quite 1/3, but he's at his last phase here. So, the best thing to do here, while he's invisible, is to get them Storm Spikes out, toss them out, because when he walks near them, it will damage him. And that'll get you a little bit of extra damage off on him, or more damage off than you would normally get, so... And then you can get a whole bunch of damage off on him that way. I also see some ammo boxes, so that's good. I don't know why he keeps shouting his name like it's affecting his damage output or something. But yeah, he'll start mixing in different things while he's invisible now, too. So. Thankfully, the Storm Spikes seem to last exclusively for a certain number of hits, so like once they hit him a certain number of times, that's when they will stop working, rather than for a certain amount of time. So. Oh, we got a nanotech upgrade right in the fight. Cool. I think I might have gotten hit by that one, but that's okay. Yeah, looks like I need a few more Storm Spikes. I'll just throw 2 for now, because I got to be a little careful with my ammo. For now, anyway. Also, sorry for the electricity sounds in the background if they're a little annoying. So. Well, I don't know where you are, but that's why I have these here, because they will tell me where you are by doing this. Okay. And he'll trash talk, just like Tachyon did in his boss fight, but nah, I'm not worried about it. Okay, Spiral of Carnage, please get back on the slot there. There you go. Sometimes it has a little bit of trouble getting back in the slot, unfortunately. It's getting harder and harder to put it in the slot. Yes, Kelly, that's what she said. I see the ammo over there, but I can't really... Well, I guess I could grab it to do this. Wow. There we go. Got it. 5 Constructo Bombs? I'll take it. That works. And since this is the case, maybe since half the room is taken up, I can kind of let Fred do this. And kind of munch on him while he is distracted by me, you know, because Fred does really good damage to Lord Vorsalon when he can see him. So, there he is. Let's do a Spyro. Oh, I guess we won't do a Spyro before he goes for a run. But yeah, just wait him out. He'll reveal himself eventually, and he'll, you know, stop doing what he's doing. Oh, this is not good. I don't know how I didn't take damage there. Probably you take damage by standing in it for an extended period of time, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So, I don't know where those Buzzblades are going, but I'll let them go. So. If you're not going to go invisible, then I'll just keep doing that. Grab that before that becomes a problem. There we go. More Spirals. Nice. Those will help. Those are probably some of our best damage dealers in this fight. And some more Negotiator Rockets, too. Good. But yeah, I guess the electricity sound effects can get a little grating. So, sorry about that if it's getting a little grating. You wish Isaac from Golden Sun had gotten in. Sadness. Yeah, it would have been nice. There was a lot of people, I think, that were looking to see Isaac get in. I definitely remember hearing that discourse online quite a bit, so they wanted him to get in, so. I have some Negotiator Rockets too, don't I? Yes, I do. You keep saying that, you keep losing. Do I have a Groove Bomb left? I do. Well, this should stop him from doing this, maybe. Nope. Definitely did not. You gonna dance for me now, or what? Apparently not. One Storm Spike left. Alright, fine. Let's just put out as many traps as we can get, and then we'll try to Magnet him to get him to stand still for a second. Thank you, Fred. Oh, you're right about that. Yeah, this is the part of the fight that takes the longest, is just waiting for him to come out of the shadows so you can actually damage him, because your guns don't really track that well when he goes invisible like this. Your auto-targeting doesn't really work, so... Oh. Of course he did. Oh my god, I jumped off the ledge? What the hell? What's wrong with me? Okay, well, we gotta do the whole fight again, unfortunately. But, you get the idea, right? So. Golden Sun hasn't had content or a game in a decade. Of course we want Isaac and Smash. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. So. Alright. Let's try that one again, shall we? I think if I had gotten more Fred damage off, it would have been... I would have been better off. I might actually save Fred's damage till a little later. Like, we'll use the Groove Bomb, but we won't use it in combination with Fred until later in the fight. Well, no, because he won't dance for me later in the fight, so I guess then I just might as well use them both for as much damage as I can early on. So.
Welcome back, Lombax. In anticipation of our battle, I've taken the liberty of upgrading my suit. Prepare for terror unlike you have ever known.
Is he always this dramatic?
Yeah, it's kind of his shtick. All right, Vorsalon, let's end this once and for all.
Okay, take two. Let's try again. Shoot that directly above his head. While that's going off, I think I'm gonna start shooting him with this, because he'll stand still somewhat for me. So, between Fred and these things, I should do pretty good damage to him this way. Yeah, see, look at how much damage we've already done to him because of that. Oh, okay. Might be better to just dodge for this one, to be honest. I could be getting damage off, but it might be better to just dodge. Is that even going to affect him from there? I don't know. No, it doesn't appear to be. Okay, now it's affecting him. Good. Now Fred and the Doom Blades can get some good damage off. Oof, that was a little close. Yeah, it'll be 6 of those, so just keep that in mind as you're trying to figure out what to do here. Oh, excuse me. Maybe I can even do this too. Get extra damage off with this. Because you get plenty of damage off with that from being able to actually hit him with all of the spirals. Oh, I got hit by that. Okay, well, I guess that works. Alright, where's that going? Oh, okay. So now we get all the electricity sound effects. But yeah, as you can see, he's very resistant to galvanic because it only affects him once. So. This is not good. But at least the storm spikes are getting damage off for me while this is happening, so. Now it will stun him once per like attack pattern basically. So after he does an attack you can stun him again. There's a cooldown period on it, obviously, but it still does decent damage, so I don't think that's gonna do any damage, unfortunately. Oh. Yeah, I got clipped again. Yep. That's okay. We'll get there. I'm just going to dodge at this point so I can avoid... Because now that we got the nanotech upgrade, I can't take advantage of that happening next time, so... Oh, okay. Get the hell out of there. There we go. Alright. We're down to his last phase, where he will start teleporting all over the place, so... Over there. Okay. Yes, I saw you. Actually, I should throw some storm spikes out. They're not even working with each other. Okay. No, apparently there is not a... what's it called? There is not shockwaves on top of shockwaves with the barrage. So you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I might put Toxic back on, because that'll... I mean, Dots should help here a little bit more than the other thing. In this case, I might put Choke on so I can get a little more damage off on him, and Detonator probably wouldn't be too bad either. So, as long as I can kind of aim like this, I can get some decent damage off on him. Yeah, almost dodged it. Okay. Well, I can still see you because of the detonator, so... Let's get some storm spikes out, actually. Can I connect these? Well, I can connect those, I guess. So. And now, we blast him in the face with a bunch of rockets. I can still see you there, friend. Had so much gauze in your mouth, also your face is sore, the numbness is mostly gone. Okay, well... It's good because it means it's healing, but it's unfortunate because now you gotta deal with the soreness, so that's no good. But, you know, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Did I did accidentally construct a shotgun instead of what I wanted to do, which was magnet first. Okay. I gotta watch his hands, because that usually will tell me when he's gonna do this attack, because that seems to be the one that I have the most trouble with dodging, so... Alright, now... Okay, so here's my thought. I got one Rift Ripper left. So let's see if he disappears and reappears. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I might try doing this. To get him to stop. Okay, so we're out of those now. Storm Spike's out. My last one's out. That should work pretty good against him. Okay, so when he does that, he usually will come out of his little bubble there. So... since he's doing that, let me see if I can get Fred to do some good damage to him now that he's not going invisible on me the whole time. Like I said, Fred is our big damage dealer for this one, so... See, it's usually just when I have to cross over the beam, because otherwise I'm going to slam into something. That's where I usually get stuck. But that's okay. Is there any ammo to be had? No, not on this side. Maybe over there. No. I didn't. Oh my god. Camera, 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 work with me. Oh, okay, that worked, but it didn't work at the same time. He does have a ton of HP. This is where hard mode rears its ugly head. Because, it's mainly because it's on hard mode that he has so much HP, of course. I should have used Fred right here. Because here, it would have worked pretty well, because he can't really go to other parts of the platform. Well, he can, but not as easily. Oh, you gotta be... Come on, man. You're gonna use that here? Alright. The pain's in your lower jaw, though, not the upper half where the tooth got pulled. Oh, that's interesting. Wonder why that is. Alright, we're maxed out. I'm going to save my Freds, to be honest. I think what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to use the Groove Bomb by itself, and then we'll save Fred for later in the fight, because, again, Fred does lots of damage to him, and when he's kind of sticking himself on certain parts of the platform, and cutting off his ability to escape, Fred will do lots of damage, so...
Porcelain, let's end this once and for all.
Excuse me. Alright, so let's get him to dance for me a little bit, and then... let's do this. Nice detonations. That did pretty good. I'm just going to shoot towards his head with it, because that'll get more bombs to stick to his face, basically. So that's my thought process. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm trying. Alright, that's 5. One more. There we go. Okay, well, I missed that one, but now we can start working with our other weapons, so... And just hold down the fire button. Oh, I got clipped again. I seem to have trouble with the hitboxes on that one, to be honest. I feel like I'm making this harder on myself, the way that I'm trying to dodge it, but I don't know. I might be and I might not be. Yeah, just kind of do one of these little bits here where you kind of just maneuver around the room. Again, harder to dodge when the room is being cut off like that, but yeah. Right, back to the Judicator. I see that they gave me ammo again. That's good. Actually, so I'll get it in a second. There we go. Construct those shells. Okay, that's coming towards me, I think. Yep, okay. Hi, Cole.
Ah, I see.
Yes. Super boss. Did you? To damage him while I'm dealing with all this. To get as much residual off as I can while he stands still. Because Fred does lots of damage to him, so, as you can see. He is just boxing. It's great. We've already lost twice, but that's okay. Once because I fell in the thing, and once because he did this when he had these little shock things up. So. I'm a concentrating. It's okay. Oh, why I'm spinning in midair. I feel like that would actually get me stuck somewhere. Alright, oh no, I should be using these later, so. Now, how's the dot do there? Okay, so it's not exactly the same as the dot that I'm thinking. I mean, it leaves puddles of acid, which I guess is not too bad. Because he'll walk into it like a dumbass. I should magnet this, because that gets him to stop. There we go. Use that to your advantage.
Don't like a mechanic in the boss fight, just skip it.
Pretty much. That's what the magnet does in this game. It's basically just a boss mechanic skipper. So, okay, he's going invisible. Now we do storm spikes. Again, sorry for all the zapping sound effects in the background. I feel like that's pretty annoying, so. Oh, we got a new follower? Let's check it out. Without so much noise in the background. Fatman4000, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Welcome. We are just fighting Lord Vorsalon. So glad for this, Gauze. You've tasted so much blood today. Help me. I mean, I get that, yeah. I'm not looking forward to that when I get my wisdom teeth out, so I feel your pain. Or I will, shortly. I think I hit him with the wrench on the way through. Okay, but when he did that, that means he's probably going to stop in a second. Oh, there he is. Okay. So now we can kind of do this stuff to him a little bit. You know, see how we can work this out. Hang on. Oh, whoops. Don't go in the lava. It's not lava, it's shock lava. Don't go in it. That's the point. Let's see, maybe Constructor Bomb will be okay at leaving some traps for him. And then, well, see, now he's invisible again. I should have used Fred while he wasn't invisible. Oh, well. There he is. So he's coming out of the invisibility in a second, so, because he did that. You just gotta wait. You just jump through it. That one's not too hard to dodge. I don't know where he is, but I think he's behind me. Back to invisibility again. Okay. Get it out. I mean,
of all people to be the super boss, it's fucking Vorsalon.
Well, he is the last threat, basically, left in the Brigus sector, so. I don't know where that's going, but it will leave a trap, so that's good. Okay. I definitely don't want to be here. There we go. I don't know why I didn't get hit there, but whatever. I do like the tracking that the Constructo Bomb seems to have, though. It seems to follow fairly well. So.
Oh, fun.
Alright, so we're back to this. I think I might be able to stun him out of his invisibility if I use this, so I'm going to try that. Yeah, like that, and then this, and then do this. Okay, so I don't know if he, yeah, he is out of his invisibility now because of the magnet. Okay, cool with that, because that means Fred can get lots of damage off while I do some dodging. There we go. Okay. There we go. But just keep fighting, that's the point. You'll eventually get him. I don't know why that makes his projectile go away, but I'm going to keep doing that now because that seems to work pretty well. Yeah, I probably should. Toss another Storm Spike. Refresh these. Oh.
Zero cap. I ran out of ammo on this motherfucker and I killed him with a wrench.
I can believe it.
I'm a Chad. Oh my god, dude.
Okay, where's these going? Oh, okay.
I'm leaving.
I am leaving now. Okay, so...
That's not good.
Yeah, I got an idea. Just fuck this mechanic. Entirely. I have a Groove Bomb left. We didn't use it before, so I might as well now. I just wish the sound effect for the lightning wasn't so loud. That's the only thing, really, for me. Alright, so let's get that going. And then I'm going to stun him out of it, I think, by doing that.
You have this. My brother's just being...
Fighting a super boss. Okay, I think that was a wasted Fred, unfortunately. Sorry, Fred. Oh, no, never mind. We've got some damage off on before Fred leaves. So that's good. Thank you, Fred.
Thanks, Fred. Good shot.
Right, I'm gonna go grab some ammo, and then we'll let Fred do some stuff
spamming
here.
the fuck out of it.
Oh, hang on. Alright, now,
we have 8.
We do.
Fuck him up, Fred.
No, I didn't even see those. That's my bad. There we go. Thank you, Fred. You got him.
Fred's so powerful.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. Go away, Fred, now, so you don't have to look at it. There you go. Thanks, buddy.
He's still there.
Got any last words there, Vorsalon? No? Okay, then.
Fine. Let's just hope he stays dead this time.
Yeah, I sure hope so, because his ship is about to stay dead. Of course he has a sore loser protocol. Why wouldn't he have a sore loser protocol? Okay, Ratchet, we gotta go!
This is actually a close shave.
I don't know about a close shave, but we still gotta go. It's a cool set piece, though. His whole ship's blowing up. There's stuff trying to murder you while you get out, but with the hover boots, yeah, no problem at all.
Fucking the count.
Aphelion, let's get out of here. That wasn't even close to 60 seconds. Bye-bye. You're taking some painkillers? Okay, well, that's good. Make sure yeah, I'll make sure I have some on hand as well once I get mine out, so. But yes, welcome back, Conker. We defeated the super boss. You got to see us actually beat him this time. We lost a couple of times, but that's okay. Super boss was harder than those Clank puzzles, to be honest, but maybe I'm...
No one have a sore loser protocol.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, they probably do. Maybe I'm just a little more cerebral. About to start the fight, so it's been a couple of tries. And there goes Vorsalon's ship, so now we've vanquished the last villain that the game set up for us. Super boss complete. Explore the Insomniac Museum.
Let's go take a look at that.
So yeah, there's a new planet available here in the Corvus sector. Over there, we're gonna go there after I fill up on ammo. And we'll probably just explore it for like, I don't know, 40 minutes or so, something like that. I think it's a really large planet. Like, you can probably explore it for a long time, but...
I just find it amusing that Vorsalon is just canonically, like, opens up the fourth wall when he dies.
Does he?
I mean, look.
Oh, that he just opens up the Insomniac Museum for you. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It's literally the fourth wall.
Fair enough. Alright. Off to the museum we go. And, oh, I almost forgot something. Hang on, I gotta go land on the planet first. Because before we go to the museum, you'll note that we got at least 24 gold bolts while we were doing this whole game, this whole playthrough. And because of that, there's one particular skin that I can purchase. And I think it will be at least remotely fitting for what we're about to go do. So, no, fitting, because at this moment in time when A Crack in Time was developed, Dan Johnson, if I recall correctly, had passed away. He was a developer in Insomniac back when the Classic Trilogy was going on. And he passed away at this point. That's why they keep putting him in all of the games. So we're going to let him go back to Insomniac one last time.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh my god. Took some painkillers, now we wait for them to do something. There you go. Unless you and the painkillers won't actually do anything. Oh, that's no fun.
Takes painkillers to make the pain go away. Painkillers flee out of my body in cowardice.
Oh my god.
After seeing my immune system.
Oh boy. Alright, Dan, let's go back to the Insomniac HQ one last time for you. So you can see it again.
By the way.
It is, from what I understand, it is gigantic, but I don't think I've ever been here. Like, I just beat the super boss before, and then I just said, fuck it.
Oh.
But just like old times, eh, Dan? The Insomniac Museum. Welcome, weary space traveler, to the fabled Insomniac Museum. Come inside, kick off your hover boots, and feast your eyes upon all that makes up the Ratchet universe. Lost levels, forgotten enemies, tantalizing videos, it's all here in one place, ready to fuse your synapses into a tangled mess of smoldering goo. Fantastic.
Is the Blarg and Snagglebeast in here?
Conker says they do, Cole. They get the fuck out immediately. That's fun. Yeah, this place is gigantic from what I understand, and there's a lot to see. So we'll just fiddle around for a while. I probably, like I said, I'll probably try to be here for maybe like 40 minutes and then we'll leave. There's one particular thing that I want to go do in here while we're here, and then I'll probably that'll be one of the last things we do. I just want the pain to stop. Fucking need 3 more of these bastards pulled. Yeah, that's gonna be great for the both of us. So, this thing is a dice crate. The dice crate would cycle between ammo, bolts, health, no reward, and explosive states. If the player timed it right, they could get whatever they needed, most of the time by striking it when the appropriate icon flashed up. Unfortunately, there were a lot of minor polish issues to address, and players couldn't really figure out what the symbols meant. It was a relatively low-cost interaction. You only got a few bolts, a little health, it took a little damage, and ultimately we decided to cut it instead. And instead they have those crates that cycle anyway. Oh, this is a dice crate. So these are dice crates, so... Here's your symbols. We got a boom, we got a nanotech, we got a boom, we got ammo, we got a whatever that is. Okay, so that one blew up. That one blew up. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. Oh. Okay, that's a little weird. So the ammo one gives nanotech, and the blowing up one gave nanotech, and then this one gave... So maybe that's the minor polish issues they were talking about. Oh boy. What do we got here? Extinct enemies. Welcome back, Rockin' Fun. Yep, we're in the Insomniac Museum. We defeated Vorsalon, so now we're checking this place out for a little while. These creatures were a moon-specific race of squishy brain organisms in powered suits, like the Drophids. They were going to use the Drophid models, hey, there we go, from Tools of Destruction as a base. They would communicate telepathically whenever Ratchet approached them, and use telekinetic waves to pull him in and attack, similar to the Thrashers in the arena. Our character team was overbooked, and we decided to go with our existing nefarious Agorian and feral enemies instead. Okay, well, fair enough. I mean, it kind of looks like a variation on, like, the B2 Brawler, I suppose.
I can't believe we're getting B2 Brawler lore in this game.
Time Cleaners are natural denizens of the Great Clock. They were created by Orvis to be used as temporal energy eaters. You may have heard him refer to them during his recorded message to Sigmund. While incapable of doing major time reconstruction, they are, unfortunately for Clank, able to devour and digest small temporal anomalies, such as Clank's recorded selves and his time bombs. So that would have been fun to deal with the puzzles. In their non-aggressive state, Time Cleaners are small, cute, playful creatures. However, when alerted to the presence of an edible time anomaly, they swell up to a vicious eating machine. I'm kind of glad that we didn't get those, because can you imagine dealing with that on top of what we dealt with in the mnemonic stations for the challenge puzzles that we did? Oh boy. The Astrolabe channels time energy ribbons through the major components in the Great Clock. It forms a large centerpiece in the middle of the Great Clock, with several large time ribbons extending from it to the buildings along the play area. When we re-enter the Great Clock after Clank's awakening, the Astrolabe is broken, spinning oddly, smoking, and with broken time ribbons. When we return after Clank repairs parts of the facility, it is fixed, with its fixed time ribbons attached. Interesting. We've seen that while we were, running around all over the place, but we didn't really register it, I guess. Well.
That over there, the big thing, stick it up.
I don't know. Suppose we can check it out. Gravsphere uses. Maybe it has to do with the Gravsphere? Let's take a look. So long, Gravsphere. The Gravsphere was a great idea, but okay, this is not the first one. I'm looking for the first one for the Gravsphere. Maybe it's this one. Here we go. The Gravsphere was one of the 4 main gadgets designed to be used anywhere throughout the Briga system. It gave the player the sensation of being very light, as if being on the moon, or super heavy, as if on Jupiter. This light-heavy mechanic offered an empowering feeling of control, and the potential for some interesting platforming and puzzle gameplay, but production constraints, because they did Quest for Booty, prevented us from being able to give this gadget the love and attention it needed. Because you guys decided it would be a bright idea to do another video game in 6 months. To bridge the gap. We live in a very different era when stuff like this is a fantasy. It never makes it into the final product anymore. Yeah, I know. I mean, they had a few cut products in the classic games, but mostly it was because they couldn't get them to work correctly, and that is still the case for some things here, but You'll see a lot of situations where they'll talk about production constraints in this one, and that's because they only had 18 months to develop this one rather than 2 years, which they would have had if they didn't have to make Quest for Booty. Gravsphere uses. When equipping the Gravsphere, Ratchet is enveloped in a sphere of energy made up of hexagonal tiles. The default state of the sphere is lightweight, and Ratchet's jump height is increased due to his light gravity. In low gravity mode, Ratchet can glide further, jump higher, and travel on objects that normally could not carry his weight. Don't know about that. I mean, yeah, I guess it kind of depends on what they were doing during the time that they had those production constraints, so. Unfortunately, they had to get rid of the Gravsphere. The Gravsphere is a great idea, but the work it would have required to take up to the Insomniac standards would have taken away. See, when they say Insomniac standards, all I can think about is BioWare magic, and that just makes me sad. Would have taken away from other gadgets used more frequently throughout the game, like the hover boots. Once those were in and working properly, it became clear we wouldn't be able to support 2 alternate modes of travel that you could activate anywhere, and so the Gravsphere went the way of the Cragmite. Extinct. Looks like an Agorian statue of some kind. Maybe we'll see it better when we go around to the other side. Oh, let's see what we got here. I can look at it like this. There we go. The Babel Horn. The Babel Horn was a gadget used to hack through doorways by communicating with nefarious troopers. We also wanted the player to talk to some of them using patterns of flashing lights, so kind of Tira guys like, I would assume. When we reached the implementation stage, we realized how much design work would go into creating all of these sequences, since it really boiled down to a timing-based minigame without the humor of the Pirate Hollow guys and Tools of Destruction. We ultimately decided it wasn't worth it. Alright, fair enough. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Usually with those sorts of things, you need something that's humorous, or else it just becomes like a not as interesting puzzle, you know? Excuse me. The Phoenix bomb glove? Okay, well, the Phoenix part was right. The Phoenix launcher was based on the Predator missiles from Tools of Destruction. Ratchet locks onto enemies, and these fiery birds of prey would be released from the glove, circling around Ratchet's head. When Ratchet fires, all of the Phoenixes would descend on their targets in a fiery explosion. While this weapon looked phenomenal on paper, it ended up being not a player favorite. It took too long for the Phoenixes to get into position, and from a gameplay perspective, they were exactly the same as the Predator missiles. And the Predator missiles were already pretty garbage in Tools of Destruction, if you ask me. Hence, the decision was made to donate it to the museum and focus on polishing our other weapons like the 3 shotguns that we got. What is this thing? Shotgun Chuck. The Shotgun Chuck was a submission to the... There we go. They're going to talk about it here. The My Blaster Runs Hot weapon design contest. While it didn't win the contest, it did win the heart of Thom, one of our character artists. This is a quick version he whipped up just for kicks. Shotgun Chucks. I wonder how that would work exactly, like in terms of the chuck part. I mean, obviously the chuck is the part on the end there. That's like a whip of some kind. So it looks kind of.
Chucks. He's got the chain around his back.
Yeah, it looks kind of like the dual Raptors, except 2 shotguns instead. I mean, they basically just look like AA-12s, frankly. But you know, what we got here the Razor Talons again. Although I don't know if they were called Razor Talons in Tools of Destruction, but the Razor Claws. That's what they were in Tools of Destruction. So. The Razor Talons were energy blades designed to cut through enemies in close quarters. They were based on Razor Claws from Tools of Destruction, but as we were nearing the end of production, we lacked the time to add all the cool attacks necessary to make this weapon fun. Therefore, we made the tough decision to cut the Talons, focus more on our ranged arsenal. And your 3 shotguns. I'm sorry, I keep beating a dead horse with that, but you know.
Beating a dead horse with the same shotguns they added in the game.
Oh god. There's multiple doors that we can go through here, so let's go check it out. I might not, like I said, I might not explore the whole museum. There's one particular section that I want to go see, but yeah, there's a lot. Like, and I mean a lot of places to go look in this thing. You could spend hours in here trying to see all the cut content and stuff, so. Pretty much every game has cut content or unused assets. Games that are considered very polished have a shit ton of cut content and stuff. It's just kind of the nature of projects involving multiple people. Yeah, and that's fair, right? Like, I mean, ooh, that would look fancy. When you got a game of this caliber and this level of production, you're bound to have lots of cut content, even if the game is super polished. So it's not really anything surprising. Who is the Agorian warrior?
Hey there, congratulations on unlocking the behind-the-scenes video for Ratchet & Clank.
Apparently there's a behind-the-scenes video.
Brian Bernal, the project manager.
I didn't even know this was here.
In the office now and try to answer the question, who is the Agorian Warrior.
Is this like American Ninja Warrior, or did they have somebody like voice him that was in the production team?
When we first set out to create all the different factions in RCF2, we decided that we wanted it to be in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah, and the production name for this game was actually RCF2, or Ratchet and Clank Future 2, so they didn't even think about the Quest for Booty as being like a specific game, so in the series.
VG9800 game system.
And then you've got the cool guys, the Agorians, who are like the jocks, who are always angry and bumping each other's chests and just, you know, downing energy bars.
I didn't really get that impression out of Agorians, to be honest. But
reported them to be known, and they haven't evolved at all. All they do is fight. That's all they've ever done.
I think the best description I heard of that was they have a, you know, they're honorable, they have a sense of honor and a code, but they just keep rewriting it.
Actually, they rewrote it once in the final product, but okay.
We realize that every time you wish death upon us, it is because you care.
You know,
I mean, who does? Yeah, that's fair.
Whole character breakdown of all like the character traits that we wanted, and we wanted them to be very honorable creatures, and we want to have this code of ethics that always kept changing. And then, you know,
maybe it kept changing like in the lore, but again, they only mention it once in that one Galactic Trivia.
They came back at us with some really funny stuff, and that's when we got sent over to the animator. So we tried to give it like enough of an outline where everyone had a large canvas to work from, but we still wanted to leave a lot of room for people to put their own stamp on it.
It's a what now? Concept design. I feel like I'm in like one of those like weird quote-unquote rides in a theme park where you like just watch a video beforehand at this point.
And so with the Agorians, we wanted to have different ranges of combat because we knew at that point the player would have a lot of weapons. They'd have like a sniper rifle style weapon, some mid-range weapons, and short range. So that's how we designed the enemies. Here we got in the front, we've got the
just wish the sniper rifle was actually useful, but I mean, it's neither here nor there.
We're going to run up close into battle, and then of course we've got the guys that ride the beasts in the background, and these were, you know, obviously the generals. They were the leaders of the group that the players had to hunt down.
It's alive, modeling and animation.
Usually for us, it's good enough just to have a drawing that really kind of captures the feel of the character, and it's up to us just to interpret that and put that into 3D. For this model, we had about maybe a week and a half to really get the high res down before we started going for the actual game asset. And once that's all,
wonder how that, like in terms of how long it normally takes for them to create high res assets. Is a week and a half a short time, a long time, in the middle? I don't know. I haven't designed games, so I couldn't tell you.
My process is I go out, I shoot some reference, do some sketches based on observing, you know, around me, just kind of taking in what I see from, you know, other people and that kind of thing. Try to get an idea for the kind of character I want.
So he'll like, yeah, do like a video of it, and that gives him the mocap for it. There you go. I mean, you use what you got to work with what you got, you know. So.
And so I can use my mirror to get that, but in the in-game stuff, I really want to get this sort of overacting, kind of loud, you know, kind of way.
I just love all the coffee that he's got sitting on his desk there. I mean, obviously they did that on purpose, but who is the Agorian Warrior really? Like, to have it as a dramatic effect thing. Like, of course he has all this coffee. Look at all the work he's doing. You know?
Having actually been to school for animation, I can confirm that is the average amount of caffeine an animator consumes on a daily basis.
Of course, I drew on my experiences in high school because I was the varsity football player. I think it's obvious.
There's been talk that this Agorian Warrior resembles me a little bit, but I don't see it at all.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I got nothing for you.
I couldn't even keep a straight face through that one. I definitely wasn't the IT guy.
I don't draw inspiration from people at the office necessarily. So as far as who the Agorian Warrior is, you know, I couldn't really say. I don't know.
Uh-huh. I'm sure you couldn't. I think the issue is still with your lower jaw and those teeth. The pain from before is back. Oh, that's no good. Yeah.
I just love how the fucking Leviathan is just screaming in the background.
Yeah, like, what's he doing flying around in the back there? Can I, like, see what that's all about? Maybe if I go up there. There's, like, a spaceship or something up there. I'm glad this guy's having fun, I suppose. That dude in the back, great video, yeah. Alright, let's see here. Angela Conference Room, oh boy. Paul moves. We always wanted to give Ratchet some more acrobatic moves to highlight the Lombax's animal nature. One idea was to give him a series of climbing and swinging moves to climb vertical and horizontal poles in the environment, like pipes, scaffoldings, etc. The amount of custom animations required for what was basically a complex jumping puzzle, we decided to cut out Ratchet's pole moves. Fair enough, I guess. We'll go to the other direction. I just want to see if I can find this room with the Leviathan so I can see what that's all about. Maybe it's here. General Azimuth, what are you doing here? Number 1. Number 2. Oh, okay. Some sort of hover boot course. Alright. Well, I definitely missed that ring, so... wonder if I'm supposed to go back. Oh, no, I'm not supposed to. I can just keep going. I didn't know this was here either. This is just a learning experience for me. Whoa. Okay, that was a long way. Alright. I didn't expect to go flying quite that far, but I mean, I guess I was holding R2 through the whole thing, so maybe that had something to do with it. Do you need time or do you need speed? I don't know where I'm going here, but I guess I'll just... okay, I see. That will work. Yeah, okay, that'll also work, I suppose. I wasn't sure about that one. I wasn't sure about that one at all.
What the fuck?
Oh no, it's not as bad as it looks. It's fine. It's fine, we got this. I think we lapped there. How many laps does this have?
Let's find out.
Yeah, maybe I needed to stop holding down R2 to get that to do that, but I don't know. Man, these boots are cool. Yeah, I would have preferred... I mean, I liked moving around the environment with the hover boots, but I think if there were...
they made to just, like, test the boots.
Yeah. I think if there were more of these sorts of hover boot challenges, I think I would have liked that a lot in the game, to be honest. I know they had a lot of, you know, constraints and stuff that they were dealing with in terms of, like, production times and all that, but... I think I would have preferred having a few more challenges that specifically had to do with the hover boots, so...
I think I see what's happening.
Okay, we're on lap 3 here, and I'm running out of time.
I think it's just go until you run out of, like, time bursts.
Well, I think that there was a time boost back there that I could have gotten that I missed, but... Time's up! Say, I don't know what that's all about, but there you go. Same, definitely. Okay, well, at least it's not just me, then. What do we got here? Hoverboot track. A hoverboot race track was one of the major features of the Igorian Battleplex. Okay, so that was cut content. We've had races in some of the past Ratchet & Clank games, but we haven't had any in a while, and it seemed like a good time to give it another go. Our hoverboots were shaping up to be a fun mechanic, but it quickly became clear that getting the races up to the standard of the rest of the game was akin to making another fully featured game on top of Ratchet & Clank Future 2, aka Crack in Time. What's featured here are a few variations on our existing track with a simple version of Azimuth hovering along a path. He'll slow down and speed up based on how far he is from the player, but you're really just racing the clock and trying to stay out of his way. And I mean, I guess that's fair enough. It's, you know, it's another problem with the whole... Not a problem, but it's another thing that just happens with it. It's the price of developing a game that's as, you know, large and in-depth as this one. So, for a Ratchet & Clank game, this game is fairly large. It's the longest one that we'll be playing for the stream easily, unless I somehow decide to play Rift Apart, and I don't think I will, because as we'll talk about in Into the Nexus, my expectations going forward for the series after this would be a little bit not what Rift Apart does. Anyway, more shiny. We've vastly improved how our surfaces handle lighting. Specular highlights, the shiny reflections from nearby lights, have a lot more detail and range of brightness and shadow. The tech team really pulled this one off. Now our scales can be slimier, our robots shinier, and our game looks more polished all around. And we don't get to see hardly any of that because if you're ever this close to these guys, they're murdering you. But, you know, it's cool that they were able to increase the production value, so. Fun factor. I don't know why they're posing for me, but okay, cool. Yeah, it's definitely got that ambition, like I said before, with the time travel and with the circular planets and the space travel and everything. They really tried to pull out as many stops as they could, so it's not really a shock that there's a decent chunk of cut content that they just couldn't fit into the game, because evidently they had a whole ton of ideas that they could stick into this one. They just tried to implement the ones that they thought would be the most effective, so. This is a three-parter. Hang on, let me go back over here and start from the beginning. Oh, it's more sci-fi B-movie style. From pencil to computer, all these characters are described in a 3D world while still maintaining the qualities of a 2D world. Most of the deciding factors for having the clarity of a 2D design is whether the silhouettes are clear, whether the internal details are easy to parse visually both from afar and from a closer viewpoint, and if the overall mood or personality of the asset can be read accurately on the first read. One great aspect of these designs is seeing the opposition of forms between two related characters. Even with the contrast between the characters maintain a unified style and look, which keeps them grounded in the same world or universe, in Ratchet & Clank Future's case. That sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook to me, but to be honest, I think it mainly says, hey, these guys look like the world, looks like they belong to the world that they live in, essentially, I think is what they were saying. So, okay, that one's the same. Animal influences. The creature aspects of any given character have become more and more abstract, but like the tech, many of the designs are derivative of surface and form qualities of animals. The endless number of patterns, rhythms, and anatomical structures can add to the sense of believability. This idea of believability is hugely subjective and should be stretched as far as it can go. The question to ask about any asset is, can I imagine that working? And that makes sense. I mean, and just try to see if they have any variations on the specific enemies here. I mean, I guess their weapon variation, sure. I mean, there's Dr. Nefarious. He's fairly varied compared to the other enemies. So, but it looks like the models are fairly standardized, with just the weapon variations being the variations they were talking about there. But I get the point that they're trying to say, so. Fun factor, and of course let's not forget the fun factor with our characters. Often when a character's personality is described, we lean towards archetypical designs, which has been a staple for this franchise. But you also lean towards archetypical with something hidden under the surface. Anyway, once in a while we can take forms that are in direct opposition of the character's traits to allow the personality to be even more dramatic. Just wish they did that with Nefarious in this one. I'm going to stop harping on this game now because I do enjoy it, so I don't want to be too overly critical of it. So, the kitchen. Okay, fun. What's in the kitchen? The pantry. The pantry is empty. Of course the pantry is empty. They probably ate all the snacks making this game. Agorians. There's just a thing for Agorians in the middle of the kitchen. Okay. Agorians are dim-witted, warlike creatures who abide by an asinine warrior code, which they make up as they go along, usually to suit their own purposes. They are known to conquer civilizations at the slightest provocation and operate a traveling coliseum known as the Agorian Battleplex. See, and I didn't really get the impression that they make it up as they go along. I got the impression that it was asinine, but I mean, I guess they rewrote it that one time, but it seems like there's a disconnect with the Agorians between what they wanted in like the actual like pre-production and what they showed in terms of details in the actual production. And I mean, it's a Ratchet and Clank game, so they can't stop and tell us lore about the Agorians in the middle of the game, right? Like the game has to keep some pacing. It's not Mass Effect, but I don't know. It just feels like there's a little disconnect to me. During the early days of Ratchet & Clank Crack Time production, we decided it would be fun to see the Briga system as a sci-fi version of high school. The Agorians were designed as the alphas, meaning they were the brawny, athletic bullies with limited mental faculties and a tendency to consume massive amounts of protein bars. I'm glad you've still got your high school stereotypes in order. That's fair. Is this another pantry? It didn't give me anything on entry. Okay, well, anyway, let's keep looking around. Probably do this for another, like, 10 minutes or so. I'll see if I can find the thing that I was looking for. I think it's right here, actually. This fancy gate that they got here.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it might be. Let's go look for, like, one more thing, and then we'll go in there, and then I think after that we'll call it a day. This looks like a good... ship. Oh, there's the Leviathan. Okay, so it's not exactly the same as it was, but... might get some info on it.
T-posing Leviathan is cursed as fuck.
Community. Stellar Leviathan. The Stellar Leviathan was the ultimate evolution of the Leviathans from Tools of Destruction. These spacefaring creatures would travel in packs like sharks and circle Aphelion, using a telekinetic tractor beam to pull it in and chomp down on it with a massive bite. We could not get the animation system for the Leviathan going again. He used a procedural animation to undulate his body in Tools of Destruction. We needed the time to get the core space combat working, and therefore had to cut him. You could have just used him on some of the planets, but... well, fair enough. I would have liked to have seen the Leviathans make a return. They were a pretty cool enemy in Tools of Destruction, but... I mean, I understand why it didn't happen. Again, most of cut content, it's like, I understand why it didn't happen, but it would have been nice to have seen it actually in practice, you know? So... The Nefarious Carrier is a large ship that launches waves of fighters and bombers to defend an objective. They can dock with the smaller ships to put up shields for their central dome, which acts as a weak point, and a large beam weapon. When the dome is shattered, the ship's brain is revealed, and swarms of small enemies will emerge, encircling the carrier and defending it from Aphelion. In general, our large capital ship gameplay did not pan out as we'd hoped, and the destroyers were converted into the Valkyrie boss ships. There were too many issues with attacking a static object in space. Players were constantly ramming into it, getting into position for a run, or struggling to fire at it in a limited amount of time. Fair enough. Again, I like the space combat in this game, so what they had of it is, I mean, I think it's fine. So looks like a production room.
Insomniac offices.
The core. A bunch of blue screens of death. Fantastic. Let's see if I can see anything interesting in the core. There is that there. There is a lot of computers in this place, but I suppose that makes sense, considering what it is. Does this have info? It does. Lombaxes don't swim. We originally planned to support Ratchet swimming, as we have in other titles, but in the end, we decided to focus more on his faster-paced run-and-gun gameplay. Also, our new water is very cool looking on the surface, but we haven't dedicated the time to get the underwater look to match the surface quality. Yeah, it feels like if they, like, got to do all of the things they wanted to do with this one, this would have been like a 5-year project for them. It's pretty ridiculous. Excuse me. But, I mean, it would have been, like, incredible as a game, or it would have had no focus at all, and it would have been, like, a 50-hour-long Ratchet & Clank game, and that would have been really, really strange. But, anyway, let's see what's behind gate number 1.
Welcome to Asset Hell.
Yeah, so this actually is pretty cool. So you may recall from when we played Champions Return to Arms a long time ago that there was an arena where you would bet on combat for certain people. Well, imagine that, except you get to actually pick what you're using for this one. So I think an Agorian Warrior would be a pretty good idea for this one. I don't know. Basically, you get to pick 2 combat units and try to pit them against other combat units. I know about this part because I've seen this part, but it's pretty cool. It's the crazy thing. It was very ambitious. They were going in plenty of directions. Yeah, and it would have lost focus if they had gone in all of those directions at the same time. So, the Horned Helm of Suffering. Okay, fair enough. Plate. He's got enough horns as it is. More plate.
Further plate.
More plate. All the plate. That doesn't look good at all. Golden shoulder, spines of sharpness, golden sash of fortitude. How about the spines? There you go. And select a different one.
Atomic cluster.
Oh boy. I don't know. I feel like just the soldier with the flame shot should work okay. Isn't this the guy that has the shield, maybe? The pain in your lower jaw is killing you. Hope they show you mercy and not let you stick around for your entire shift tonight. Yeah, that would be nice, because that wouldn't... It sounds like it's not a whole lot of fun what you're going through at the moment, so I can completely understand. How about a strap? Another strap, and then the golden sash. Probably because I gave the other guy a bunch of plate on the right, so... Round 1! Fight. And now you can kind of check it out and see what they're doing from like a raised perspective. Like if you like change the camera, you can move it forward so you can look at the rest of the battlefield. You can move it to the top. Probably this is your best view because it's a bird's eye view like this, but you won't be able to see anything really up close. So
some lunatic has mastered this somewhere.
Oh, probably
on the internet.
Probably.
Final boss is just nefarious.
You don't know what's causing it. That's the part that pisses you off. It's probably just like radiating pain because they removed a part of your body, you know what I mean? So it's probably just radiating pain from that. I'm not sure, but that would be my guess anyway. So.
The Saw guy just completely fucking missed at point blank.
These guys are doing pretty good so far. They just gotta, finish the job now. Alright, round 3. I don't know what they're fighting here, but we'll see. Oh, they're already killing each other. That's fun. Oh, one of them's dead. That's not good. Go melee guy. Never mind, he's dead. Okay, well, we lost in round 3, so that's fun, but you could probably, like, mess around with this. Disaster Commander, we have been routed. And I would imagine this would have been some sort of, like, challenge at the Battleplex or something, where you could, like, figure out the best possible combination of folks. I don't think they have any info on this one, in this part. Maybe over here by the Agorian statue that they have standing here, looking at me. This is the... where you pick your fighters, so no, there's no info here. But, I mean, it would have been interesting as a challenge. But again, I suppose I should be happy with what we got. And again, I do think that A Crack in Time is a solid game. It's just that in some cases it feels like a lot of these concepts, if they had been implemented without losing the focus of the game, they would have been pretty cool. I'm just afraid, knowing how game development goes in a general sense, in a very macro sense, that had they developed things like this... Where does this go? No thanks. No thanks, I'm good.
Just
how do I get back to my ship from here? That's my question.
I love how they just recreated a lobby.
But yeah, in a macro sense, I have an idea of how game development goes. No, stop. And I don't want to, tell them, oh, they should have done this, they should have done that, when in reality, again, I think it could have caused them to lose a bit of focus. The server room. It's just a gold bolt in the back here or something.
Breaks the server as game shuts down.
Unfortunately, we cannot do that. But it would be funny if Dan went on a rampage and decided to break the entirety of the Insomniac, whatchamacallit. So. Okay, yeah, I don't know how to escape from this place at this point, so I think...
Let me out!
That's where we're going to call it. So that's going to do it for Ratchet & Clank Future, A Crack in Time, the Stream Edition. We've explored a small chunk of the Insomniac Museum. We spent about 40 minutes here, but there's a lot to look at here. There's like a ton of stuff to look at here. We could be here for an entire stream. And I don't think I want to do that, but yes, it's a good game. It's solid. I don't know. I would probably rate... Actually, I would definitely rate Ratchet & Clank 1, Going Commando, and Deadlocked above this one. I'd have to really think about it with Up Your Arsenal, whether or not I'd rate it above this one for me personally. But we are not quite done with the tetralogy. There's still one more game left to play, and it is the quote-unquote DLC of A Crack in Time. And by that I mean Into the Nexus. So that's what we'll be doing on the next stream, which will be on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And it's almost Eastern Standard Time, almost Daylight Savings. So I'm going to have to keep that in mind for later, because we'll have to remember to say Eastern Standard Time pretty soon. If it's radiating pain, this is shit. Why would the pain be centered in the area where it was before? I don't know. I'd have to ask a dentist about that one. Yeah, it's a good game, and the museum is cool. And again, I could spend a long time here just looking at all of the stuff that they have in this place, but yeah, I'm ready to call it a day for now. Maybe I'll explore more of it on my own time. In the meantime, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I hope you enjoyed the time that we spent with Ratchet & Clank Future A Crack in Time, because I enjoyed it. I gripe a little bit about it, but yeah, it's an enjoyable game overall. I enjoy it quite a bit. And I will see you for Into the Nexus on the next one, which will be, as I said, on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Until then, everybody, take care and have a good one.
What?
Gonna try to talk to the shift lead. This is hell. Yeah, working with your wisdom teeth being removed at the same time. I mean, I know you work from home, but like, still, not a whole lot of fun. That's for sure. So I'd try to talk to the shift lead, see if you can get anything to help you out of that.